Greetings and welcome to Channel Otherdoc. I'm Jim. I use he, him pronouns, and today we are playing a Cypher System game for which we're using the upcoming Shotguns and Sorcery RPG as inspiration. The setting was created by Matt Forbeck. I'm not going to be sticking to everything about the setting. There are a number of things I'm going to be changing up for this one shot. But let's go ahead and go around and just say hi to everybody and see who they are and who they're playing. And I will start with Adrian. Hello.
Hi, I'm Adrian, and I'm playing Hector Merlin. He is the hard-boiled detective of today's session, I guess. So that's should I describe him, or should we save that for?
We'll get into more deep, in-depth descriptions as we're getting started.
All right, well, that's about it. Yeah, my pronouns are he, him, and Hector's pronouns are also he, him.
Awesome. And over to Maple. Hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maple. I use she, her pronouns. And today I'll be playing Amaryllis, a grizzled elven Vacheron. So that should be entertaining. A very pretty name for a grizzled elven veteran, I think.
I'm so excited to have you back on with us. Awesome. And another newcomer to the channel, Michael. Hello.
Hello, Michael. I use he, him pronouns. Today I'll be playing the character of Teuton, a half-troll veteran who performs feats of strength.
Awesome. And now over to yet another new face on the channel, Mads. Hello.
Hi, how are you? I'm Mads, and I will be playing Greya Grithart, who is a perceptive dwarf freelancer who evokes the elements. Anybody that plays in an IRL game with me knows it's like I just seem to love lightning a lot.
Lightning is our friend.
Yeah.
It's perfectly natural.
And I go by Greya Grithart, who has pronouns like me, she, her.
Gotcha. And finally, over to Ancient Albatross. Hello.
Hey, I'm Ancient Albatross. I'm playing Zek Irontum. He is a learned goblin freelancer who crafts unique objects. Basically, he's an alchemist who, he's like the lab guy of the group, and he basically likes to eat things to test out how they might, craft into certain things based on what they taste like.
I mean, who really knows how alchemy works? So, I mean, that's fine.
That's for this guy.
Awesome. Well, before we dive into this fully, just as a reminder, like we do with most games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and we'll do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and then we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. It'll be there, but we won't go into detail. And finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know that we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. So, we are here at in Dragon City. This is for just a tiny bit of how this thing exists. This is noir fantasy. About 500-ish years ago, there was a ruler of the undead, an undead necromancer, decided to take over the entire continent. And
as you do.
Yeah, as one does, it's on the agenda. Once you get to that, you have to check that box. The only thing that has prevented for the last 500 years the ruler of the dead from checking that box is the dragon emperor. What happened was the folks who enjoyed living decided to gather at this mountain where the dragon lives and petition him to help them. They asked, okay, if you will fend off the undead long enough for us to fortify this mountain and get on here, so that we can continue to defend against this horrible horde of undead that's outside in the world. then we shall be your. We shall serve you as our dragon emperor in perpetuity. And that happened. The dragon agreed. So now, let's just say we've had a lot of people packed together in this on this mountain for a very long time. It's been about 500 years. Technologically, they've advanced somewhat. I'd say that technology, they say, is roughly around like late 1800s or up through sort of 1920s in some cases. Some things exist, some do not. Most things that would require electricity generally just use magic. But there's sort of a mix of various things, and I'm probably going to have more of a mix than is even standard, just because of how I roll, if nothing else. So we're going to pick up, as most of these tales do, with someone walking into your office. Now, as we kind of go in, there's going to be we're going to say that you have an office that's kind of on the south side of the village area. That's the biggest sort of common area, where most of the humans are, and basically everything else. Just above the low pavement that sort of separates it from the lowest tier of the city. That's right by the gates, where you can hear the undead. So.
Is that one of the features of the office, like the constant soundtrack, the undead screeching?
Well, the feature of the office is that you can only barely hear them occasionally, because you're just at the you're just on the north side of the pavement.
As long as you never open the window.
I mean, it's. I think what I'm going to ask is for you to sort of collectively describe kind of the features of this office, if you so desire. But as you're doing so, we're going to describe each of you and how you're reacting when you get the knock on the door. And I will start, again, same order, with Hector.
Okay, I think you see Hector is at his desk. I don't know if there's like a multiple desk situation happening, or if we all share one would be funny too, I think. But he is sitting at a desk, and I think he's like leaning back, and he has his feet up on the desk, his boots, and he has kind of a gray newsboy cap like pulled over his eyes, and he's taking a quick nap. He's sort of haggard. He has brown skin and 5 o'clock shadow, and he wears a dark blue wool coat, and he has like a bunch of really like kind of ugly, rough looking jewelry on, like pendants and stuff, and then like a few rings. They look like the kind of like protective stuff that you would buy, but most of it looks fake too. So that's him. And then as the knock on the door sounds, he like lifts up the hat a little bit from his face and sort of wakes with a start. And you see that he has one eye is brown and the other is completely black, and the skin around it is really red and like gross and veiny, and it looks like super gross.
Awesome.
Boy.
And let us head over. The camera's going to pan over, and we're going to see Amaryllis. What does Amaryllis look like, and what is she doing?
I really like the idea of us sharing a desk, but she's on like the other side of the desk. And so Hector's feet are like just sort of like sitting on her cheek, and she's hunched over, like trying to scribble some stuff down. And when he starts, she gets kicked a little bit in the face. She's like, "What the?" She's quite tall, quite pale like me. Dressed in light armor. She looks like she's ready to go into battle. But it's sort of like a weird juxtaposition of her like scribbling down some notes really furiously with these, sets of armor on. And I think when the door opens, she gets kicked in the cheek, and she like jumps up, and yells to Grayer, like, "Who's at the door?"
And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just as that is happening, we're sort of panning away and over to Two-Ton. What do we see?
Well, I'd like to say that Two-Ton's actually who is knocking on the door. So you hear from the door, you hear like a really heavy pound, and then a pound, and the pane of glass in the door cracks just ever slightly in the corner. And then the door kind of pushes open, and from above the door frame, you see this like kind of like troll head peek around the corner. Is Hector in?
Yeah. Hello.
Hector, yeah, you told me to come back today to see if there was any work.
Oh well, I thought it was work when you knocked, actually. But come on in. We'll have a chat.
Is there
Are you
room?
gonna pay to fix that window, or are we just gonna?
What? Fix what?
Didn't you crack the window? The window?
The window was already cracked.
Yeah, look at this place.
It's cracked already. Look,
it
I
could
mean-
be- who could tell?
That window's got plastic on it. I mean, and he points to the window that
Because rent here is
faces the
expensive.
undead.
This is the nice part of town. You can barely hear the undead.
Nice part of town. Got it.
As we're panning
And-
slowly away as this
and yeah,
conversation
and-
continues.
He kind of ducks into the door frame and comes in, and he takes up the door as he comes in, but then he spreads out a little bit.
Nice. But as this continues, we're going to go over to see Grea's reaction and what have you. And what do we see?
Basically, Greya is huddled in her, I guess, hooded robe, tunic thing, and she's trying not to be noticed. And you can see like bits of her frizzy hair like peeking out from underneath her hood, and she just looks over at the door and just kind of grumbles. I thought you brought food.
No food. I don't have any food. I can go make sandwiches if you'd like, but
Oh,
I don't
you
have
make
much.
sandwiches.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
don't- I mean, that's not what I mean, it's what I want to do. It's not what I do. I can do that if that's what you want.
You know you could sell those sandwiches, right?
Well, that's the whole point of me coming here. Like, I'm trying to. I
Trying
thought
to
we'd
sell
have this
sandwiches?
conversation. I
Then
want
you
to.
brought food.
I want to open a store. No, I'm trying to get work, so I can save money to open a joint for sandwiches. But that's fine. If you don't have work, I can go find something else to do. I mean, I can lift some things on the street. That's fine. People like that, they pay for that.
Greya looks over at Zek in his lab corner and goes, "Give him money. He needs to give us food."
Let's whip pan over to Zach and see what we see.
So during this whole opening scene, I'm thinking of this very cinematic. Like you see the camera panning around, and during this whole camera panning around situation, you hear the sounds of like sizzling of the alchemic mixtures going around, but you can't really pinpoint where it's coming from. So, and the reason that Heck had his feet kicked up on the desk is because I'm actually underneath the desk. That's where I like to be hidey hole type. I was like a little very tight corner to be in, and Zek is actually underneath the desk, which is and he's crouched under. He's wearing nothing fancy because it all has chemical burns on it. His hands are covered in bandages from his experiments. You can hear snapping as he's biting ingredients to spit into his alchemic soups. And he says
it would seem like those sounds are coming from underneath Hector.
yes, exactly.
And
Yes,
the,
yes.
and the clouds and the smells.
Yes.
Everything looks okay.
But yeah, as soon as Graham calls for Zek's attention, he pokes his head out and says, "What?" He wasn't paying attention to anything.
I tweak your ear. I think you have he's pointing.
Yeah, I definitely have
ears
pointy
that
ears.
stick
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I tweak your ear give the man some money. He got food.
No,
Where you get his food?
I get pulled from under the desk by my ear a little bit. I shake her hand off. You don't have to be so rough about it. I dig into my little pouch or whatever. I take out 3 yellow mushrooms and I put it into hands, Tony's hands. Well, I'm gonna call you Tony, but Two-Ton's hands.
That's for later, doctor.
I go right back under the desk too. Right after, I don't say any words, just go right back under the desk.
This is mushrooms. Do you want these on your sandwich?
He's supposed to save them for later.
Wait, is this? Wait, does he think this is money?
I say it's good. I can just hear it's good
It's a
for
kind of money.
Mushrooms don't help me open up a deli. I can put these on
It's
your sandwich.
inventory. That is a whole new form of currency. We also deal in exposure if you.
Oh
that.
yeah, I've been paid an exposure a number of times. Someone tried to pay me by exposing themselves. I didn't appreciate that much either. So money's good. I like money.
Yeah. So speaking of which, there is a point at which it is now you can now hear someone coming up the hallway because there's now no longer a pane of glass in the way. And
There's a pane of glass. It's just cracked.
Crack.
oh, okay.
Well, it sounded
It's
better.
cracked. Oh, okay. There is still it's just cracked. Okay. So you sort of you're coming in there. There's this sort of a gentle rap on the on the cracked pane of glass.
Careful, it's cracked.
See,
You
the
still hear
splinter
the
the crack
sounds of me
goes just
making
a
stuff
tiny
underneath.
bit further. It's like, oh.
You open that 2-ton?
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it. And
I don't
he
think there's
reaches
enough
kind of
room.
he reaches a long kind of troll arm around and grabs the handle from behind himself and kind of cracks the door open enough for someone to slide in. You guys need a bigger office.
He gets uncomfortably close to us on the desk.
Yes.
Just the one desk that we have.
One
Yes.
A
I'm
tuft
in
of
the
like
corner. I
That
don't
we're
know what you
sharing
guys are
very
doing.
efficiently.
some green
Close. This is fine.
tufts of green fur kind of fall off as he bumps against the desk and
Oh, gross. Vacuums haven't been invented yet.
You,
have they?
you see a hand go from underneath the desk and grabs a clump of fur and just like pulls it underneath. You don't
Sorry,
know
Yes,
what
they
it
have.
is.
Good
Right.
to know.
sorry, I'm shedding real bad right now. The weather change is messing with me. I'm shedding hard. I'm sorry. I'll try to keep it. Clean around here.
So you see this this dwarf who is sort of peeking his head around the side of the door. He has he's wearing he seems very very nicely dressed. He's got a hat and coat. He's got what looks like a coat over a tailored suit. As he's just sort of looking in.
I put my hood more over my face, seeing it's a dwarf. Just
I
in
lean up to
case.
Hector and I'm like, Rage Client, double our rates.
Yeah, I got it. And I kind of try to smooth my hair back a little bit.
Are you open? Hello?
Yeah, we sure are. Come on in. What can I do you for?
Ah, yes. He sort of comes in. You see, he's wearing kind of he has some kind of like ceremonial sash that he has on, also, just sort of as part of his suit. He comes in. He just sort of looks, like just looking around. He gives Tutan just sort of a nice look as he sort of edges around him.
I don't bite. It's fine.
All
You're fine.
right.
Can I take a peek around 2-ton and then see if I can recognize him? He looks important.
Are you familiar with the different more powerful families that occupy the stronghold the higher up the mountain? Do you think you might be familiar with any of them? Any of the dwarven
I
families?
hear stuff. I'm pretty sure I hear stuff.
Okay. I think that. Let me look at a thing. Let's go ahead and if you want to kind of have some little further intuition into this gentleman ahead of time, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do an intellect check. It's going to be, I think we will call it a difficulty of about. I'm going to just call this one a difficulty of about 2. So it's you're going to need a 6 or better if you just roll the die by itself, and then if you want, you can apply things toward it. Which you can, and we decide all that ahead of time. And one of the major differences between Cypher system and other systems is you do all the math ahead of time before the roll.
Okay. Okay. Could I apply trivia? Is that something that would include
trivia,
that?
Yeah, trivia would help. So that'll actually kick it down a level. So you only need a 3 or better now.
clicking the roll button. Roll button. Did it go?
Not yet.
It didn't.
If you want to click on if you want to just click on the word intellect, then it'll give you a little pop-up menu, and you can, and it'll ask you for a couple of things.
But while that is happening,
It's difficulty 1 right now.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Difficulty 1.
Mm-hmm.
Just
All right. And I'm not expending any effort.
No.
All right.
Oh, hey, did
Success.
it.
Okay.
Um,
I have 6
And-
trillion windows open, so of course it's hiding.
yeah. This is a. So you mentioned his last name is Koenig. It means he's a member of the Koenig family. They actually were the ones back in the old country. Their clan was in charge of an entire kingdom, but they got supplanted because they refused to leave. They thought that they could fight off the hordes of undead, and they were wrong. As it turns out, they showed up a little later, and they tried to get a seat in the stronghold, but they were kind of pushed aside, and they're allowed to, they're allowed to be there since they're one of the prime families, but they don't. Not a lot of folks listen to them these days.
They do or they don't.
Not a lot of folks listen to them these days.
I kind of try to whisper from behind Amaryllis and Hector. It's like, see what he wants. Must include money.
It always includes money. When doesn't it include
We
money?
don't do anything for free around here. Come on. So what is it you need?
Well, it's a thing of a bit of a. It's a thing of a bit of a personal nature. Is it? Should I feel free to?
Oh, of course. We're all friends here. Yeah. Take a seat.
Thank you. And he sits down.
Where?
Get off the
Somewhere.
2 chairs that we share.
Yeah, just stand up.
2 tons right there.
Stairs.
Do I need to move? Do you need me to move?
I'm
Am I
okay.
in the way?
You make it a
I'm
plushie
good.
chair.
I'll be fine.
You're right where you are.
That's-
Don't move.
Sir, that's my lap.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I'll
No,
stand.
it's fine. That's fine.
I'll just stand here. I'll just. My oh my God. My daughter has gone missing.
Your daughter. I'm so sorry to hear that. What's her name?
Leah. Leah Koenig.
How old?
She's about 70, so she's not very old.
Long live dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's 70. 70 for a dwarf. That's like a teenager.
It's like just a little post-teen. It's like
Early
18,
20s.
I think,
Okay.
probably. Yeah.
Pardon me.
And he says she's not been seen for about a week now, and we're beginning to worry.
That's quite a while. And where did you last see her?
Beginning
she's-
to worry.
I laugh from the corner.
We are not on the best of terms, always.
Okay, so she's a bit flighty.
Last I know, my understanding is that she was working as an apprentice Magineer. Magineers, for folks who want to know, are wizards who infuse devices with magic. They basically, they have the glow globes and the various taxi cab type things, palanquins and what have you that are around the city. Those all run because they set them up.
Who is she working under?
Public works, basically. I'm sorry?
Who is she working under?
She was, I don't have the specific, it's up in,
You don't know who your daughter works for. Okay,
well,
this whole
it's,
thing is dodgy. Triple rates.
not her immediate. I know that she works for someone under Sergei Tsarenko's department. He's the head of the Comforts Society.
I don't want to speak
Oh.
out of turn, but I mean, I'm not a parent, but that doesn't sound like good parenting.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
So the rich clients, though.
It's
Sorry. I'll just be quiet.
We understand that families can be tough. You know, anything can happen.
Parenting is difficult. We don't support parenting guilt in this office.
Understood. Sorry. I'll just. Anybody want a sandwich?
From underneath
There were
the
these
desk,
before.
what you call it? You see that a hand comes up and it puts like a glass on the table, and you know that. Oh, heck, would know this if we work together. That I try to like make the clients feel more comfortable with us, so that they give us our business, so we can go outside. So I just put that little glass on there, and you know that heck probably knows some kind of tea or something I brewed underneath with the various herbs or whatever I have in my pouches, and I just set that on the table, and that's for the client.
Gray just looks at that suspiciously and goes, I think it's smoking. Badly.
Just because I didn't wash his hands before I put it up there.
Where'd that come from? The glass. Forget it.
What glass? Everything's fine.
Nope, everything's fine. I'm just a chair that doesn't talk.
It was head of the comfort. Sorry,
the Comfort Society up
Society.
in
right,
up
comfort
in,
society. That's right.
up in Gnometon.
Okay, Comfort Society. Should I be concerned?
Oh, the Comfort Society that I don't think so. Well, from what I understand, she was working with. Last she said she was working with on some kind of. I don't know exactly what they get up to over there. Something for the home.
Something for the home,
Yeah.
like a chair,
Yeah, I think
table,
some.
They say chair.
Might have been
or
a
a
chair.
square box you stare at that has moving pictures within it.
Gray pipes up from the
Goodness.
corner and goes, there's other kinds of comfort.
That's what I was trying to get at, but anyway, tell him.
Do we know what the comfort society is?
Yeah. They're basically that's the group that manages public works basically.
Right. Okay.
They they come up with inventions that then get moved to public work. They're why you have glow globes that are essentially set up around the different posts in the city to illuminate it at
Comfort
night.
Society. We thank you.
Staring at the sole glow globe, tiny glow globe in the
Just the
ceiling.
one.
Yeah.
No covers or anything. There's just
Just
one.
flickering. Yeah. Sorry. Back up 1 minute. Do you happen to have any enemies, or maybe your daughter does, who might wish you or her some kind of ill will?
Not that I can think of.
Do you have any reason why your daughter might have left?
Well,
She recently acquired a romance, perhaps one that you disapprove of.
not that I'm. No, I mean she isn't. No, she. From what I understand, she broke up with someone recently, but that.
Broke up with who?
Seemed to be. What was their name? I think their name was Olga.
Olga?
Yeah. I haven't met. I haven't met the lady.
Dwarf, though.
Dwarven as well?
Thank you,
or-
Rock. Actually, from the sound of it, might actually be a gnome.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to take a closer look at this person and see if when we were asking about enemies and reasons for Leah to run away, if they were telling the truth.
Excellent. All right. So this is going to be a difficulty of 3. So you would need a 12 or better. Is there anything you would like to bring into this to?
And I'm trained in detecting lies.
Oh well, yes. Then you're down to a 2.
Cool. So it'll be
So
yeah.
just
I think
6
that's
or better.
about it. Okay. So
Okay.
Oh.
And-
I'm clicking and it's not doing anything. Hold on.
Probably have to set in the numbers.
Yeah, there are a
to
couple
pop
of pop-up boxes come up whenever you click.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's on a different screen. So what is it now? Sorry that I
The
reduced it.
difficulty is now 2.
Cool. Oh, 0 effort. Dang it.
So, as far as you can tell, it seems as though now I will continue as I'm specifying here that if at any point you want to spend effort on a roll before you roll,
Right.
let me know and I will walk you through that. That involves spending some of the points that you have in your various pools. But it seems like it's if he is not telling the truth, it is very difficult to tell. There is something that you do note is that because you're kind of fixated on the idea that, well, he's got something to do with the government because he's wearing this sash, so there's got to be something. He might have some enemy or something somewhere. Because he's got something to do with at least something internal. He's got some kind of ceremonial position. And so you kind of fixate on that and not so much what he's, how he's, whether he's lying or not per se. And so you kind of think that it's likely that he might not be telling the truth, but you're not sure if he's actually lying.
Okay.
And so he says, do you think you can help me?
Oh, we sure can. I'm Hector Merlin, by the way, and you are?
I'm Albrecht Koenig.
Amaryllis pulls out like a checkbox. She's like, all right, lost daughter, that's like 5 gold. Potential romantic involvement, 3 gold. About a week, that'll run you 20 gold. We've got to travel, so that's 10. What's your budget on this?
It's my catering fee on there.
You're right, no catering. Yes, that's another.
Catering, yes.
Yes. Very important. Essential for any good investigation, really.
And you
Stationary fee.
the desk. You from under the desk. Mushrooms.
Research.
Oh, if you can bring her back safely, I'm prepared to. I'm prepared to pay you 2 red gold. And one red gold coin, by the way, is worth 100 regular gold coins.
Plus tax. Yep, nope, that'll work.
Yeah, that sounds amenable. And sorry, where did your daughter live? Where does she live, I should say?
She lived up. She had taken an apartment, I believe, at the Comfort Society.
Right.
And does she have any siblings?
No.
Only child?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
And if we need to get in contact with you.
Oh, yes, well, I am. Here, let me give you my card. And he takes out a business card and hands it to you. And generally, they don't have things like telephones here, but what they have, they do have messenger services. You can generally, there are stations you can go to, and they will send birds and what have you. It says Albrecht Koenig, solicitor, Koenig Vault Company.
Is the solicitor?
It would so appear.
Oh no. Okay. Never mind the tax then. That's fine.
Well, we'll start with the usual inquiries, and you'll hear from us when we have your daughter.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. If you could possibly send me updates, I would appreciate that.
Sure thing.
Before he runs off, Heck, you feel like a tugging at like your coat or your pant leg or whatever, and you see Zek underneath, and he's like whispering to you, he's like, "Things. Ask him if he found any things where she was last seen."
Just sorry, one more question, sir.
Hmm.
You haven't happened to. There's no scene of where she was last seen. Is there any sort of trace, I should say?
I've tried talking to the people at the lab, but they won't let me in, as I'm not part of their society. So I don't know.
All right. Well, we have a way of getting into places, so.
Do we have an
Yes,
address
lying.
where she lived?
The society, comfort
Yeah,
society.
she got the apartment.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the
You
Comfort
basically,
Society.
yeah, you get that. Yeah.
Well, you're now useless to us, so we will contact you when you're more useful.
What
Thank you.
Amaryllis means to say is it's in our hands now, and it's in good hands, I should say.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And well, tips his hat. Good day to you. You'll head out.
I come out of my corner behind the desk.
Yeah,
And,
everyone come out and
what is
Your various
with
strata.
that guy?
I know, right?
You come out, I crawl from underneath the desk at the request of Heck. Say, I'm dusting off my hands from the stuff I was working with.
Did you eat that fur?
You see, there's a little bit of green fur on the side of his.
You couldn't wait.
He
could
just
ya?
shrugs and.
Hey, it was clean. It was clean fur.
He's not supposed to eat that in the first place.
I see that after he wipes his mouth, he's he mutters under his breath. You know that whenever he eats something, he mutters properties of it. He's acidic. Can possibly put in so and so. You can see there's also a little bit of the fur sticking out of his little satchel on the side of his pouch.
If you want
Okay.
more, just follow me around for the day. I mean, it's just coming off me in waves.
we could actually use you on this one too, Ton.
Well, good, because I could use the money. What,
I
do you want,
think
you
I
want
need to go to the
sandwiches or you need the
apartment.
muscle?
I mean, you said you can use the money, but there is a 3 silver training fee, and then a 2 copper sign-up fee. So I'll
He
just
gives
deduct
us
that.
food.
There's also a 10 gold tolerance fee that you need to pay me to tolerate this.
He gives us food.
Yeah.
It's
You
barter.
realize
It's-
if I stretch
it's
my
trade.
arms, I can break everything in here.
That's okay. Then we'll charge you for the insurance claim. We can note that on. That's fine. I've got all of these costs written down. You're all good.
It's very gauche
So-
to talk about money with friends, isn't it? Come on.
I'm gonna
So
wait out in the
not a
hallway.
detective, but an accountant.
I'm gonna wait in the hallway.
A specialized accountant. I will always find the money.
Zach was basically ignoring all of that because he doesn't really care about money or whatever have you. But after Heck called everyone out, he just looks at Heck. He said, "So job? Question mark."
Yeah, we got a job, all right? Weren't you paying attention?
It's all I know is maybe we can go outside.
Yes.
All right, let's go. The Comfort Society sounds like our first bet. Sounds like she spent a lot of time there.
I agree. Greya, do you know these people?
Like I said, the family is not very well known because they should have gone along with, I guess, the Dragon Emperor in the beginning, but
But the
didn't,
Comfort
so-
Society? Are you familiar with that?
I would imagine, because they probably
I mean, I don't
made
want
my
any personal
staff.
stories.
Yeah, you
but-
probably have some degree of if you do any. Well, have you done any exchange work with any other folks at the either the Wizards Academy or anywhere else where they're basically build things out of magic?
I would imagine so. I mean, I
Okay.
have something in Imagineering anyway,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I also have a staff, which
So
try not to use that often, but it's cool.
So I think you probably actually do you probably do know Sergei Tsarenko, who runs the Comfort Society. It's he's a gnome, and you probably studied with him some at the academy, at the Wizards Academy. Everyone has to go there to learn magic if they want to. Well, they say there are other places if you just sort of go into the back alleys to learn magic, but it's either go into the back alleys to learn magic or learn it at the academy. And
That's
so
fair.
you've probably got at least some degree of training there, so you probably know a few folks, sort of on the magical side of things. And,
Would I know him well enough to be able to, kind of call on him or be able to visit his office at the
It's
Comfort
been a little
Society?
while, so possibly. It's
I've
just a
probably
question.
gotten in a lot of trouble between then, so I get it. But
It depends on sort of how how well he remembers, and also, if if anything happened. But,
what would have happened?
I don't know. But so I mean, you could probably it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like crazy unusual necessarily.
Yeah, we could talk. We could talk to the guy, I think.
Well,
Maybe
let's
I could
start
talk to the guy.
Yeah, let's start there and see where it goes.
If anything, we'll use you as, the official on the case, and then I can see if he remembers me in a good light. We'll see.
All right, I think we are gonna head there.
Okay, awesome. So, you folks step out of your office. I'm kind of imagining you're on a second floor somewhere. You kind of head down. Walking will take a little while to get up there. There's a bit of scaling of the mountain to do. It is doable. They don't have cars here per se. They have you can hire a palanquin. If you want to blow a lot of money, you can hire a flying carpet to get you from one part of the town to the other. Otherwise, you can use the heel toe express, pretty much.
Yeah, I think we'll walk.
If it's okay with everybody, I'd like to think that actually the Teuton probably has a palanquin that he runs on the side, like cargo and like little delivery.
Oh my God!
So
Uber!
it's basically
Driver.
it's like a big flatbed.
We could say there's one
Okay.
that you run that it's not yours, but it's
course.
it's one that you you run for other people.
Yeah, one of his 6 jobs.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I mean, if that's the case and that's what he presents us with, Zach just jumps right onto the flatbed, like.
Yeah, he's got the like the yoke harnessed around his shoulders, and there's a belt around his waist just to make sure it's stable, and he'll turn over his shoulder. I mean, it's not fancy, but it'll do, right?
Oh, sure.
Barely
Cool.
hovering off the ground.
Are there any remnants of what he was transporting or whatever have you in the flat? Because I'm scared. Like as soon as I jump in, I'm looking for any scraps of anything, herbs or food.
I mean,
or
I'm sure there's. He thinks that he keeps it pretty clean because he has to pay for the use of it, renting it basically. So he keeps it pretty clean. But I'm sure if you scrape around, you'll find some, bits of hair, maybe some bone, maybe some strange powders in the corners.
Gotta be careful of those.
so Mr. GM, what do you say? Like, do I find anything, or like, well, what's the deal with me searching this flatbed?
I think that I think what we're gonna do. Actually, something that I meant to do at the very top of this that I didn't because I am a moron. Is I needed to have everyone roll for trinkets because that's the most fun part, and also the levels of your
hey.
ciphers. So as we're heading out, we're going to do that because now you'll notice that each of your, if you look at your ciphers, I haven't set a level for them, or they all say level 1, but actually you get to roll a d6, like for most of them.
Oh, cool.
If you look at the descriptions. And so what you're going to want to do is roll a d6 And if you add anything to that, it'll say in the first line of the description of the cipher, which you can open up by clicking the little button to the right of it. Then so you can, if it says to add anything, you add to the level, and then this will tell us what the levels of your ciphers are.
Are we doing this in order, or should we just do it?
Sorry,
Yep.
I'm very confused. Where is this?
I'm going to use the honor system, whereby you just I believe that you are doing it.
Maple,
So
on your character sheet, it's on the right-hand side under ciphers.
yeah, so if you go
Okay.
to the right
Oh,
under
okay.
ciphers,
Alrighty. So it's a D6.
yeah, that's for each cipher you have, you should roll a d6 and figure
And we're
out.
home rolling, as in like real dice.
You can, if you so desire. I will. You can.
Oh, we can use real dice. I would have done that. I mean,
you
I'm
can
gonna
real
use
dice,
for now.
Or you can use the, or you can use roll 20. Either one.
I already got my d6s on roll 20 though, so. Are you saying we can use a d20 in real life for our normal rolls too, or just for this particular instance?
For the normal rolls, I'd kind of prefer you to use roll 20.
I put a screen.
If you desperately wish to use real dice, then I don't. See why
No.
not, but,
I do desperately, but no, I'll stick with roll 20.
Jim, my cipher it looks like it generates a random. I don't know if it's supposed to be generating a random effect of 1 through 6, or if
Oh,
I'm
it does when you
picking-
use it.
Okay.
But it also has a
so-
level.
Okay.
initially.
Sorry. Are we adding the D6 to our level?
No.
Oh,
What are we
okay.
adding the D6 to?
If you, sorry, go ahead, Jim. It's your show.
No, that's all right.
I'm
even know
also
how to play
holding
this
back the
game.
urge to
We
explain.
shall state in chorus. So if you look at the description of a cipher, I've opened Hector's sheet right now so that I can look at it. You'll see that there is say by each cipher line. Then to the right, there's a little button, a little round thing that says that if you hover over it, it'll say "Show Hide Details," and if you click on that, that will open up. If it's dark, then you click on it, and then it'll glow red. Underneath it,
Yeah.
the first line should say "Level," and it'll be a D6, and either it'll just say 1d6, or it'll say 1d6 plus 1 or 1d6 plus 2, typically. So what you do is you roll a d6 and you add it to anything that's on that line. So if it says 1d6 plus 2, then you roll a d6 and add 2 to it. And that gives you the total level of the cipher.
I'm sorry. What?
Okay, so let me go ahead and open your sheet.
So like if I
here.
have a 1d6 plus 2 and I rolled a 6.
Yeah, then that's
It's
an
level
8.
8 then.
Your cipher is a level 8 cipher.
Holy wow.
Yeah, so
Okay,
then that means a
so
level 10 if it's 6, yeah. For Grey.
So it's a level 8 or it's a level 10?
Nice.
No, 8 for you, 10 for Greya, because she just rolled a 10.
On a d6?
Yeah.
I
Well, D6
think-
Mine's a D6
or-
plus 4. That's
yeah, I think she has one that's a d6 plus 4. Not everyone has the same ciphers. I went ahead
Yeah.
and I.
So yours would be level 8. Would it,
Yeah, both of your ciphers, you have 1d6 plus 2 for your roll. So if you roll a 6 for, say, the exploding round, and then that 6 plus 2 is 8, so that's a level 8. And then you would roll another d6 for the ice round to see.
So it would
what
be
level
4
that
if
is.
I rolled a 2.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Cool. Sorry. Got
Oh,
it.
no worries. So the other thing that I wanted to get out of the way are rolling for trinkets, because that is also a fun part of this whole thing. Which I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to, let me get to the right page here, and I will tell you what they are.
Is that something I could have found in the flatbed just for story purposes?
It entirely, yes.
All right, so that's what I ended up finding. Right, this little trinket on the flatbed.
So I need you to. So I need each of you to. Well, let me get to the right page. Dag nabbit, where is it? It's probably because. Let's see. Rolling down.
And if you find something big, that means like you didn't clean up as much as you thought.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's
So you need to roll a d100. I'd like you each to roll a d100. You each will have a trinket.
2-ton reserves the right to claim anything found in the back of the.
Oh, I got a 9. I was hoping for a 9, so I could do this in the chat.
27
Was it RD100?
slash
says-
R
Yeah.
space, and then whatever your D.
Slash R space. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
68. So close to
Alright.
69.
Almost.
75 on physical.
So I'm starting just in the order that I see it here. So Grea rolled a well, no, that's their cipher. Never mind. Zek is the first one I've got. Zek rolled a 9, and
9.
that is a cutlery set that never tarnishes.
Cutlery set that never. That's what I found in the flatbed. I just so it's basically like I just pick up a knife and a fork. I'm like, I just showed.
You had Tutan. You had a someone who was selling steak knives and a few other pieces of cutlery, going door to door, in your flatbed last, and that's probably was one of their sample sets. That they lost.
I love the idea that it's like a cutlery set, like a proper set though. So it's like 12 knives.
Oh, that would be 12 knives. All right, so
Yeah.
I have
And like
a,
it's a really fancy like leather roll,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
like a
So
knife
that's
roll.
Grea
like-
just looks at you, Zach, and just goes, "Why? Because you're not going to use it."
Stick
I
them
don't
in his potion
Yeah.
things.
Oh, true. Okay.
We never know.
Grea
Put it in my
has
pouch.
a coin purse that helpfully announces its contents in a loud ringing voice whenever it's opened.
That's great for roads. That's wonderful.
So however much money. So let's say
You
if
have nothing.
if you have 3 gold and 2 silver and you open it up, 3 gold and 2 silver comes out in a radio announcer
Wait,
voice.
the
every time.
audible bank.
Isn't that great as like a trick purse? Like, you know, you put it like on your outside so it's easily stealable, and then every time they go to steal it, it like announces itself, and you put a note inside. It's like, this person is stealing from me.
That would be good.
A note that says this person is stealing.
Those sad days when you open it and you hear empty.
Say, can the voice have like an audible vocal fry? You have like no money. There's like 10 gold in here.
The voice have a personality. Like, remember
Oh,
that time when
yeah.
you actually earned money? Why did you ever quit that
yes.
job?
There are different
it.
settings you have to go
Give it
through in order to find that.
personality.
That's basically there are apparently different ways you can manipulate it to get different voices.
Until it attunes to you, it's a real shit.
And even then, it just gets worse.
Yes.
It's
So-
personal then.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be
Personal?
personal, but
Personal?
Oh dear.
rough man. Rough.
So Amaryllis, who got a 68, has a book filled with nonsensical words and images that change each time it is opened.
That's right. It's the smartest book I own. Everyone who asks me, it's like, no, this is a very much an academic book.
In many
I got it
ways,
from
yes.
college. Everything in here, I understand everything.
It's very much like my college experience, actually, that book.
Yeah, it's relatable.
Oh, I love it. Somebody called out in chat the Gordon Ramsay purse.
What are you doing? You can't afford that! What the hell?
What are you, donkey?
I need
I'm
that
an idiot
IRL.
sandwich.
Oh, could we put lunch in there? Oh my god.
Oh,
How big is this thing?
That would be so nice. Like, you open it up and your bag's like, don't forget. Like, this is about to go off.
Hector has a headband that randomly changes the color of your hair while you wear it.
That's amazing.
So if you want, you can put
really
that under
cool.
your hat if you have a hat, and however you want.
To my
No,
pocket
it's
for
like
now.
in one of those like 90s sweatbands. It's not like an attractive headband.
It's neon. It's neon.
It's neon yellow.
Or
So
like
you're
Oh my
constantly
God.
changing your hair because nothing
Oh.
suits it.
it's a Brett Michaels like bandana.
Oh, that's so
It's
cool.
like the ones that are like this tall, it wraps all the way around the top of your head.
And
needs
Tutan
the
actually
hair,
has
though.
something that might come in handy with his work, at least hauling the palanquin, and that is a pair of spectacles that darken while in bright light.
All right.
Hey.
Most useful thing ever.
So he just caused darkness on himself all the time.
Yeah, basically.
But I would like to say they're like 2 sizes too small, so like they literally sit like this on his nose.
Yeah,
For him then to be useful, he has to push them all the way up his nose.
yeah.
And
the-
everyone's like, dude, just get your spectacles fitted, man. It's not
Pince
very
nez
expensive."
sunglasses.
You're like, no, it's fine, it's fine.
Like, it's fine.
Awesome.
They still work.
So away we go to the up to Gnome Town. and you kind of are, you dashing up the up the side, up the village, past Main Square. You head up through the upper neighborhoods, in through the big boroughs and the many restaurants and casinos and things that they have there. The casinos are below ground. Well, everything's below ground in the borough. Kind of running through it, but they have a fair amount of stuff above ground because it's a tourism spot. For
Tourism prices above ground, local prices below ground. Is that what's...
kind of to an extent, yeah. Although really, the only tourism they have is from other parts of the city, But and you finally get up the steeper climbs up to Gnome Town, and I will say that the first thing you're going to see when you come up to the offices of the Comfort Society, which you have sort of, I'm imagining, kind of a sort of a very no nonsense. Large. What are the large bricks called? The large bricks. Anyway, I once knew the names of these things, and now I don't.
Sheets, slates.
Yeah, kind of
Slabs.
like slate building of the Comfort Society. You do notice outside there is another palanquin already parked, and it is red, and hanging out by it you have a couple of the local constabulary, the Imperial Dragon Guard, who are apparently here investigating something.
Well, they're irrelevant, so let's ignore them.
Tucking behind Tutan. Putting the hood up.
We park our flatbed like right up next to their like fancy palanquin. It's just this like kind of shabby flatbed.
It's definitely seen better days.
Are there officers outside the palanquin, or just the palanquin itself?
There are two officers outside the palanquin. They're wearing Imperial red, the red of the Imperial Dragon Guard. Sort of like long bobby outfits in red.
Right.
And you see it's an elf and a dwarf. Basically are standing there, just sort of they're kind of watching the palanquin.
As Tutan puts the palanquin down and like sets it down to rest, he like looks up at the officers and then like he pats his chest and then flips out like one part of his vest, and he's got like a big like badge in there. He's like, it's everything's legal, everything's fine. This is legal.
Still stepping behind Tutan, making sure I'm not very well noticed. So.
And it's the badge is like it's got a little emblem on it. It's got a number, and it's like basically like a cargo runner's badge or like a.
It's like an Uber sticker they put on the
Kind
back.
Yeah, no, you have to get licensed to run these things in different neighborhoods, especially the ones that gangs control. So you probably have a couple of them.
If the officers looked real close, it's fake. But you know,
they can't be arsed to look very closely right now. They're kind of.
Licenses
It's
are
also
expensive.
covered in green fur.
Oh, okay.
But as the flow, though, our palanquin flatbed comes to a stop, and they're starting their little interactions or whatever have you. Zek immediately basically crawls out of the flatbed, is already on all fours on the floor looking around, like see if there's anything out of place. This isn't like he's already in like detective mode where he's looking for evidence of anything, but with this also the side benefit of finding like anything else to use for his alchemy or whatever have you. It's just a character thing. I don't have to actually be looking for anything.
Sure. And yeah, right now you're still outside, but
just looking. Just for anything.
Yeah.
You never know.
One never does.
He's got his head in the game. It's fine. Don't look at him.
He's just looking for something to eat.
We're mushrooms.
More mushrooms.
The Venn diagram is a bit blurry on that one.
Mushrooms are in the middle for sure.
Probably, yeah.
Things you find at a crime scene. Things you can eat. Mushrooms.
next
fine.
to two police officers or constabulary constables. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even pay them any
Fine.
mind. I'm literally within feet, like looking near their feet, like completely
Like
oblivious.
going between
of
their
them.
legs, like
Yeah, like essentially like that. Like I'm all in their personal space, like not really caring, like just looking around. Like,
having
you
a sniff
never
at
know
one
where-
of their shoes.
It's like, smells like you stepped in something acidic. Like, or like just muttering
And-
about like.
And the dwarf is just going to look. Can we help you, sir?
Is he adjusting me?
Yes.
I just look up, like, no, I'm good. Just looking around. If anything, talk to my buddy Heck, because I know he's usually the one in
The
charge.
guards
of,
have
like,
now focused their eyes on you, Hector.
I feel like I was like halfway going towards the door, and then
You know you can't just go. You have to deal with us first.
good day, officers.
So they're conducting a search in there.
Oh,
Great,
well,
so are we. We will join them.
that's right.
Quick question for you folks, and this is we've sort of been doing background on the fly, and I'm happy to continue doing so.
Yeah.
Were any of you have any of you previously were any of you in the guard before?
Yeah, I think
have,
we-
yeah, I think
Probably, yeah.
if say like the two of you, if say like Hector and Amaryllis might have been in the guard, in the Imperial Guard before, then you've probably seen these guys before, and you probably they've been the elf and there's an elf and a dwarf. They've been with the guard for a while, and so
Is the elf
sort
like
of
my cousin or something?
easily could be. And the elf just kind of looks over and is like, "Oh, is that? Oh, it's you, isn't it?"
Hello, how's
It
how's
sure
Auntie?
is.
Still dying.
I will visit her shortly.
Why? Why are you showing up
As
here
I-
now all of a sudden?
Sorry, I wasn't listening to what you were saying because it wasn't interesting.
Do you ever?
No. Yes, definitely. You're very important to me. And that's why my group have come to assist on this very important investigation. Because you are
course.
investigating.
You know, if you would bother to come to our gatherings, you would know. How are you, Hector?
Oh, I'm just swell. How about yourself?
It is, same grind every day.
Yeah, same here. Well, we're just trying to do our jobs, the same as you, so we'll probably head on in and not bother you too much.
Well,
Well, I said hi. He was always my favorite. I'll like turn towards the door to go in.
Still trying to stay in the shadow of Teuton. I might know that dwarf that's over there.
yeah, quite possibly. That's,
It's
you
a
have-
small town.
do you have, do
No, it may be somebody closer than that.
you have any relatives in the guard, by any chance?
Is that your dad?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just sort of kind of giving a, he's just sort of giving a look. He's not sure, he hasn't spotted you exactly who you are yet because he's still focused on this. So what the Elven Guard will continue, as he continues talking, he will tell you, well, look, you can go on in, but, just want to warn you, Durante is in there right now.
I know who
and
that
he's,
is.
yes, that is one of the guard captains.
Okay.
Javier Durante, and he is very much kind of a hard ass, basically, as far as these things
Relatable.
go.
Yep.
Yeah, does not like anybody.
I feel like I probably like dated him once.
It's
at least.
possible.
Yeah.
He's a captain now, and
Yeah.
Very much
Probably
a
glad it way slower than he told you.
yeah.
Probably.
And so it's definitely very very tough customer. Not someone generally to mess around with, or at least
Right.
that's
We only charge him standard rates.
only
Never
sees
higher than standard.
only sees the worst in people. That kind of deal. Sees corruption everywhere.
I'm into it.
And so they basically, but yeah, basically he'll tell you. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, I
wanna
kind
deal
of
with all
grimace
that.
and then I'm like, oh, well, thanks for the tip, I guess.
And just sort of stares, turns and it turns his head, stares back over at Amaryllis. Yeah, maybe the two of you should talk.
Oh. Alright, I'll avoid him as much as possible. Thank you.
Shakes his head.
I'm gonna go over to Gray quickly and be like, do you know where in the building Serenko's office is?
Probably up, up top. He's probably going to be, well, depends on who's being investigated.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just thinking once we get in there, if you get the chance to slip away and get away from the circus and head up to his office, maybe do that.
Do you say that so that I can
Yeah,
hear?
I'll say it so that the group can hear, but not the cops.
Well, look, I mean, he's a pain in the butt, but I'm happy to play distraction if you want to get a few minutes to slip away.
that would be great. And run a little distraction now, too.
Alright, you lot,
Dad-
prepare your...
Dad's over
You
there.
see
Dad?
the you
That's
see
your
the
dad?
dwarf
Oh.
is now starting to sort of like
Okay,
lean in.
And I like spread out my arms, and I'm like, "Oh, cousin," like so that you can run like behind me. Cousin, give me a
Getting behind
Arm.
getting behind Teuton.
family hug. Oh, it's so good
Teuton,
to
let's
see
go.
you.
You are
again.
not suckering me
wait.
in again. I am not doing that this time.
Oh,
I'm-
come along, cousin.
We're
I
walking.
hate you so
We're
much.
Walking in the paces as much as I can of Teuton
Walking.
You're all heading
in
in.
his
Yeah, we're
shadow,
heading
like,
in.
that kind of short shadow.
Heading
It's
in
okay.
with my arms like wide open, but shifting towards the door. Oh, okay, I'll see you later.
And I shuffle like really hurriedly in front of Teuton, like as he's heading toward the door, so the other dwarf doesn't see.
You see, basically,
see me.
as the door is slamming shut, you just basically see for a second the guards outside, and the dwarf just is like, "Isn't that?" And the elf just turns. I hate her so much, and we're gonna go to break on that.
And Zek just scampered in behind everybody as he saw they were making their way.
Slipped in through like a cat, like the last.
Yeah, literally on all fours, like.
We're going to take our first break. We're going to be gone for a few minutes, and then we shall return. See you
Cool.
shortly. We have returned, and we're doing the thing. So you have entered the. You have entered this place, the Comfort Society offices. You see that there's a fairly wide reception area, and you see there is, and with corridors going off in several different directions. You have a kind of in the middle of the room. You have there's a statue of the dragon. Just looking down imperiously with holding what looks like a gnome standing in the palm of his hand. A gnome wielding like a thing that looks like a bolt of lightning. It's very strange. But it's
like a little tiny, like a small Zeus.
Yes, like tiny Zeus, basically.
Gnome Zeus.
Yes. So it's a statue of dragon holding tiny Zeus, basically.
To eat him or to show, hey, look at my friend?
You know,
I found a tiny Zeus, y'all.
It's kind of, it's supposed to be something like friendship, but if you look at it long enough, it's like, it could go either way.
I'm sorry, my brain got stuck on tiny Zeus holding a dragon.
Other way around.
Zeus.
Dragon holding a tiny Zeus.
Yes. But
Listen, I'm part of the superior dragon sect. Dragons are always holding Zeus.
well, that's how it goes. That's how this statue is certainly set up. So there is in the center, sort of toward the back in the center of this, there is a circulation desk. With a gnome sitting behind it. She's wearing horn-rimmed glasses, and you see, sort of off to the side, near one of the corridors, you see talking a number of red-suited Imperial guards, who are looking over a few things, and they're talking to, they're talking to somebody. It's like one of the workers. So here you are. What would you like to do?
I pull it. Hex come rather short. I pull a Hex's whatever his shirt or whatever. I say Hex. What room is she in again? Maybe we just go there.
Yeah.
I just look around to make sure we're not being noticed.
Rhea, lead the way if you know.
I'm gonna just say it's hard to not be noticed when.
I mean.
But we'll go with purpose. Like, that thing where you go and you look like you should be there.
Social engineering, 100%. Yeah, we belong there.
My question would be, were we going to go check out her apartment, or were we going to talk to my friend or
I think
mentor?
talk to friend first, because it might just be like, oh, like we sent her on a mission and her parents don't know because teenagers.
I think this is a good starting place. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. He resigns his idea. Okay, let's go talk.
All right. Clean yourself up. No. Okay. So I remove my hood and then I straighten up a bit as much as I can. And
I help you straighten up. I'm like adjusting your robe. Like you're like brushing.
Exactly.
You look good. You look good.
We're here. Okay. So then I head towards like the nearest staircase that I can see to, try to get us upstairs.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that the office would be upstairs.
Walking with purpose, as though you own the place.
Correct.
I thought you were like trying to get us up the stairs, like just like heaving us over your shoulder, like up the stairs, guys.
That would be great, but
You can walk, but sure.
If you guys had mentioned it in character that we should walk in there like we're like supposed to be there, Zek is definitely doing like an exaggerated like, because he doesn't know what It's
Okay, so to get past these guards, is going to be.
Two-Tone's trying to make himself look small.
Get past these guards is going to be because they seem to be doing the and Hector and Amaryllis would know they're doing kind of a almost they're apparent. There's a crime scene back there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
based on the way that they're standing around and looking at everything.
What's my lover's name again? I forgot.
Your lover's name is Yabair, Yabair, Durante.
Y-A-B-Y-E-R, Urante.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I will send it to you so that you have it.
That's right, I got it. Yabair Urante.
Got it. Durante.
Yep, you're Durante.
Jimmy
I got
Durante.
there.
Yeah. not quite Jimmy
Call him
Durante,
Jimmy.
but yeah. Yabair Durante, one of the someone who's perhaps distantly related to the other one, but that's a different world. Anyway, he is not among them at present.
Right.
You know that he would
still
notice
intimidate.
because he's very he is very he's very perceptive. These folks are only slightly less perceptive. There's going to be a difficulty of 5 to get by these folks without being spotted, or rather, just walking as though you own the place.
Yeah.
So it's so immediately that's going to be a 15 that whoever is leading this needs to get on the roll. I presume Greya is leading this. So what would you like to bring in?
Intimidation, I would think. Just kind of like, I mean,
Given what you're doing, okay, so that'll drop it down
Okay.
to difficulty 4, so that brings it down to 12 or better.
Okay.
And anything else?
No.
Hey, could I assist, since we're all doing this as a group, right?
Yes, so you can
Could
assist.
could I assist with my streetwise? Because I'm trained at that. And like, yo, this is how you look most intimidating, and like, you puff out your chest this way, or like, I'm trying to like guide us to look more intimidating with my streetwise.
I'll give it that. So we'll go ahead and we'll drop it down to 3.
Okay.
Just stand
so
there, like puff
need a
out your
9 or
chest,
better.
Greya. Inappropriate.
And you can spend effort if you want on this, but that's up to you.
Let's see. And then it has to be 3 times the difficulty, right? So it's like my target is like 9.
Your target is 9.
Okay.
So you can spend you have the ability, since you're you kind of at your effort. You could spend 1 level of effort, which would be 3 points out of the pool that you're spending it from, probably intellect, if you wanted to spend effort. But right now it's 9. If you spend a level of effort, that'll bring it down to 6.
Let's see. You know what? I'll spend. So what is it? I put in 3 for effort to roll
So
for the input value.
Yeah, if you want to spend effort on it, you're actually, and I didn't do your pool correctly here, but there it is. You actually have an edge of 1 in intellect, so it would only be 2 points. That's an edge is always a discount toward your action.
Okay, so
toward
basically it would
whenever
be
you
2
spend
effort.
So you'd spend two intellect points. So that would take you down to 11. And so when you're rolling, then there should be. I'm going to do a test roll so that I can see how this looks. Just
Yeah,
real
basically
quick.
it had me put in the
Effort
difficulty.
to roll
and
1.
then-
Yeah, you
1.
1. Effort to roll is 1. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So yeah, you got it.
We know where we're going. We got
Yeah.
this. It's like we're
So
upstairs.
you kind
we
of
go.
just you breeze right past them. The receptionist behind the desk doesn't seem to notice anything, and you head right up. You're heading toward the office of the current head of the Comfort Society.
Sergey, right?
Sergey Tsarenko, yeah.
Okay.
And you come up. These halls are a little short for people.
Is he
who
gonna
are-
have to go sideways?
Well, yeah. Two-Ton is definitely having to crouch over.
Two-Ton's like
and
army crawling
move
on the floor.
sideways. Yeah.
I have a feeling 2-Ton is just about on hands and knees.
You're not quite on hands and knees as of yet, but these offices are built more for those of gnomish height. So Greya's okay. You're a little close to the ceiling's a little closer than you are totally comfortable with, but it's not like It's not touching you. And of course, Zach is fine. But everyone else is kind of like having to.
For example, if someone turned down the hall and headed toward the party, they would literally just see my hind end.
You're behind us.
Probably,
Would not be able to see around 2-ton.
it's still. I mean, some of them, you're not quite on hands and knees to ton exactly. It's just high enough so you can still, but you do have to crouch.
It's the awkward squat,
yeah.
like the half squat, but not
like
quite.
the.
The booty
and-
is out.
So you get to
The booty is out.
you come through the hallways. Occasionally, you see past gnomes carrying pieces of paper, looking very, just sort of like very, very much sort of looking at things, and they sort of like, sort of squeeze past you, and otherwise taking no notice. And eventually, you come to the office of the current head, the head of the Comfort Society. The lead comforter. Is,
The door.
You got the office. The door. It's got that sort of glass paned window with in lettering on it, Sergei Tsarenko.
Is the comforter quilted?
Well,
Oh God.
you haven't seen what he's wearing today yet, so we don't know.
You've been playing Puns of Anarchy or something like that, right?
Oh my God.
Comforter is an American term, but quilted in Australia can also mean drunk. So,
Oh my God, that's all cool.
I love how this all comes together.
Yeah, I mean, it could be any and all of those things.
it may be quilted. Yes.
Yes.
Well, we'll see. Let's open the door. No. I'm going
No, or someone knock.
Yeah, go for it.
knock. You know.
He's your mentor.
Not,
Just go in.
not Tony.
So you knock.
Yes. Hello.
And you hear behind. No, what? Just a moment. Yeah, no, we're going to need to deal with that. Yeah, come.
Opening the door.
You're going to need to deal with this. It's very important. And you see he's turned around. He's talking into a pipe. As he's got like one end that he's yelling into of the communication system. You have both they have both a pneumatic tube system here and also just a regular blower, and these like no we're I have to find the voice here. Okay, no we're not it's too much trouble. It's too much trouble. Don't worry about it. No, we're just going to we're going to set those aside and put them on for next quarter. And he looks around. He sees you. Yeah. No, it's I can't. I know he wants to see. I let him see. Let him see. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever they need. Give them whatever they need. Better than being
Sounds
eaten.
really boring.
Yeah. So basically, like as he's doing all of this, I slowly open the door and then I move aside so everybody else can kind of start shuffling in as best as they can, of course, for the tall folks.
Yeah. So you see this gnome, and the office has a higher ceiling because ostentation. There are a number of filing cabinets around, and a desk, and a
better desk,
and-
right?
it's a good desk, and a window overlooking a factory floor, of sorts, and the lab really, factory lab. It's hard to no. Anyway. He turns around. He's wearing a vest, the vest part of the vest and pants of a 3-piece suit. His hair is a little crazy as it usually is. It's a sort of a salty brown. As he turns around, sort of a pointed beard, pointed mustache. He turns around. He turns around and he looks at you.
Yay!
And I'm just going to ask you to roll a d20 for me. I'm not going to set a difficulty of any kind. I just want to know
Oh God!
what number you hit.
Oh God! Painful. Oh wait, I have to do the roll. Duh.
Okay. He's like, Greya, is that you?
It is. It is. Hey, how you
Ah.
doing?
I see you're coming back to pick up some of those contracts, yes?
Eh,
You know, I know you could not stay away forever.
No.
Hmm.
No. No.
Well, I do have a thing I can that for you to look at. If you have interest, if you can get this sorted out. If the plans are over, I have the plans over in here somewhere, but it is and he's heading over to a filing cabinet. He's riffling through. But I think it is a thing that is going to be very, very good security device. He takes these this little sort of blueprint thing that he pulls out.
New
He says,
product?
hopefully. But I know this is the kind of thing that requires your very special touch.
Yeah.
Now, and he sets it down on the desk. He puts his hands down on it. He sort of leans forward. Now, what are you doing here, really?
So we have a case. Yes. My friends, and I kind of wave Hector forward. It's like, we're looking for someone.
Yeah. You are. And actually, he says, "You're all looking for someone, yes?"
We represent a private interest. My name's Hector Merlin, Zamarilis, and Zach and Teuton, and we're looking for Leah Koenig.
A green hand kind of comes into the door frame and waves.
I think he's stuck.
No, I'm good out here. Just you do your business. I'll wait out here.
Very polite. Leah Koenig. And he turns around, he looks out the window for a second, he turns back. I know we had a Koenig here. Who was it? Who was she working with? And he's going to, as he's sort of turning, he's looking. May I ask why?
Well, it seems she may have gone missing. And as I said, we're representing a private interest and looking to track her down, so it's quite important. If you can jog your memory.
You know, we've had the cops in here for a considerable amount of time already today. I don't know that I would want to have another crew just sort of going back and forth all over the place.
Sorry, am I getting this right that you had a student living here, studying here, who's now missing, and you're complaining about a minor inconvenience?
He just sort of is going to say, well, I don't know that it's going to be an inconvenience yet or not. That's why I'm asking.
Well, it certainly won't be. But it will be a bigger inconvenience if we don't find her, and her family, her wealthy family, are disappointed.
So now, since you are threatening him, I'm going to ask for a
It's okay.
for a roll here. Let's see.
I have a inability to have positive social
Oh
interaction.
no, that's good. That's good. I'm actually going to just as a reminder, because we're starting to enter the realm possibly where I may have to start throwing GM intrusions soon. Something I want to go ahead and do just capriciously, as I do when I run the system, is I'm going to award each of you 1 XP.
Hey,
Now,
I like it.
There are different things you can do with it, but the primary thing is when I offer you an intrusion, if you want, you can spend the XP to resist said thing, unless you've rolled a 1, in which case there is no way to resist. But we'll get into that.
Cool.
Nice.
But
You
you
could
can
also
also
use
spend
one
them for
each, though.
immediate sort of plot things as well. But that's it's up to you.
The one thing I do remember about Cipher System is someone told me once never fight an intrusion.
Yes,
that
I
is
mean,
a tendency people have.
the personal mantra, but yeah.
I tend not to, but that's how some things sometimes go. So, Sergey, I'm going to say he's going to be at a level 5 here. So that's going to be you're starting at
He's a big boy.
yeah, starting at a 15.
Oh, boy.
If you're trying to intimidate him, so what do you
Yeah,
want to
sure.
bring to bear against this?
What I want to bring to bear? Well, I am a veteran elf. I don't think I have anything that will help, is what I'm saying.
You have,
I have absolutely nothing other than my own personal appearance and personality, which is terrible. So 15 it is. What
You
fun?
can also use effort.
No, I only have one. And we should probably save it for when I'm not done.
Oh.
Wait, no, okay. What do I roll?
Okay, so effort. When it says effort of 1, that means you can only spend 1 level of effort at a time.
Okay.
Which
Per
means,
action.
Yeah, per action. And so I think most of you have an effort of 1. I think someone has. Well, actually, no. Someone has an edge of 2, but that's a different thing. Anyway, the edge is a discount. But yeah, so that's it depends. This again would be off of intellect though, so you only have 10 of those. So it's up to you if you want to use those or not. But you could spend 3. You could spend 3 of your intellect if you wanted to knock this down to a level 4 difficulty, which again.
No, I'm happy to fail. That's funny.
All right, sure.
So difficulty is 15.
Need a 15, yeah.
Wait, sorry.
Difficulty
what?
5.
Difficulty is 5, which is
Thank you.
times 3 is 15, so you need a 15 on a d20.
Effort to roll is 0 because I honestly just think it's.
Hey,
you rolled a 16.
let's
Anyway,
go.
awesome.
You could
And
use
you
effort.
just-
No,
He
never
just sort of-
try.
His eyes shift over to Greya.
Oh,
I do not know if I like your new friends. Very well.
Damn.
Let us not. He says, "Let us not keep the all-powerful Koenig family waiting, huh?"
I said just the apartment. We just her apartment. You know, I'm obviously not fully telling the truth. We might need to explore more, but I just thought we just need to look
Yeah.
at her apartment.
I mean, we don't need to bother everybody.
Well, let me
Just-
see. Let me find out where she is supposed to be.
Who's bothering someone?
And he goes over and he's looking
Who's
in.
bothering somebody?
You hear from like behind the door.
Does his hand just like come in from the doorway, like shaking a finger? Like, who's bothering someone? Like,
I'm picturing Sully from
I know,
Monster
me
University.
too.
I
Like-
want to say like this little green hand comes in and it looks like it's got a little face drawn on it, and he's moving his thumb.
or goes.
You guys, somebody bothering somebody?
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm definitely picturing Sully, but like bigger.
Yeah.
Sully's dead.
Oh, and so much uglier. Sully's kind of cute.
Looking through, pulling out a few things, looking at through the little cards in his file. Eventually, pulls out a couple of cards. All right. He heads over. It's this one. She was working with. She was working with Olga Kozlov on. In her division, they were working on apparently furniture, novelty furniture.
I'm sorry. Working with her?
Yeah, she's her supervisor.
Don't we?
Yes, we do.
Okay, on furniture. All right. Well, good for them. All right. Okay. Yep. Checks out.
Okay. Yes. Can we speak to Olga?
And he hands you the card. Yeah, she's and he turns around. He looks. Yeah, she's and he actually picks up this little pair of binoculars and he looks out. Yeah, she's in. She's in her in her work bay. Forbeck 12. And there should be from up from there you can get to the apartments.
Okay. We should probably talk to her first. Yes. Is there an easy way to get down there?
Yes, we have a basket that you can take.
Will we fit in the basket?
We put industrial equipment in there. You will all fit, even your friend.
We have to get
All right.
him into the. Okay.
He'll fit.
Okay.
Alright.
Great.
I don't deal with that part. Sorry.
Freya, you're not. For a brief moment, I thought you were coming here to help me.
I can help later.
Oh, we won't turn down work. No.
Yeah.
This'll
No.
be
I mean,
quick.
You'll take a look at the design, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. And I will take out like a little planner. Actually, if I could get you to schedule in when you need her, I will organize that consultation fee for you immediately.
I believe we already have a scale established.
For consultation
Yes.
with a private firm.
Ah, I see. Well then, in that case, and he reaches forward and he slowly slides the design that he put on the desk away. And he says, "Then you will have to talk to our legal department. You are more than welcome to speak to them. They are from the entrance just down the most leftmost hallway. You cannot miss them. I'm sure they'll be delighted to talk to you for as long as it takes."
Okay. Is he rolling to intimidate me? Because that's all intimidating.
Can't talk to legal.
I am intimidated. Jim, you scared me.
Designers. Okay.
Maybe, is this the first time any of us have ever seen Amaryllis a little bit nervous?
Probably.
If she's nervous, then that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think we will be going. Okay. Let's go find Olga. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't let go of my hand, Graham.
Have fun in the factory.
Thank you. Okay.
And you head out. After
And
that
I
awkward
just look at
conversation.
I just look at Sergey like behind her back like as she's moving forward. I'm okay, and then I follow.
Trusted you. Oh my god.
I just still follow as well.
So you head down the hallway. There is a what they'd have is that there are these lifts that are basically you get into these big baskets, and they're enchanted so that you can take them down, and you basically get in this big sort of massive industrial basket lift that you get into, and it guides you down to the you get to see the big sort of the factory floor as you're heading down, and it's really just a big laboratory right now. It's a little bit more like if you've ever seen kind of pictures of sort of Edison's laboratory. This is kind of a lot of people at different tables, different stations doing things. It's like that. It's just a little bit bigger because they dug down underground. So you go down, and so you have people working on various different magical items that they're creating and investing. A bunch of wizards in here.
I kind of look wistfully at the different stations.
Yeah. You could have had this. You too could have come up with ideas and have Sergei steal them from you and sell them as his own.
You see Zek like almost hanging onto like the edge of the basket and like looking very like wide-eyed wonderment like at all the stuff that's being mixed or used to make these things is like.
I just look over and I'm like, go, Zach, that's not going to taste good. No, not at all.
And 2 Tons got like he's his finger and forefinger and thumb. He's like holding on to the back of Zek's shirt.
Yeah, I'm basically leaning out. If he's doing that, I'm definitely leaning, knowing that he's holding me.
Nice. And so you head over to this workstation area where you see where you see this gnome who is, a group of gnomes mostly. It's gnomes for the most part. Like there's a human here too, that are kind of working at a few this workstation. Looks like they are building a few things. You also, as you're coming across, you do notice that as you're heading there, you see on the far end there are a few of these police officers in red, looking around. Apparently, the crime scene, such as it is not very far from here, in the factory, and they're looking around.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, Olga, the one you presume is Olga, she's basically has sort of long, sort of blondish hair. Gnome. She gets up. She is wearing sort of a power business suit type deal. Will step forward and well, actually, I mean, she's got her sleeves rolled up though. So she comes forward and she'll say, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yes, we wanted to find out a little bit more if you knew where Leah was.
Let's not talk right here. Let's go in and talk if we can.
Follow her. Yeah.
And you go into sort of a back office, and then there's enough room for everyone here. This sort of factory area they made much bigger so that you can move equipment and stuff like that. So no one is having to stoop over, and sort of now in an area where there are sort of a closed room. There are like a couple of chalkboards and things and long tables here, and she looks around and she says, "Do you know Leah?"
Not personally.
Oh.
I just look at Hector and go, "How much do we say?"
Well, here's the thing, Olga. When did you last see Leah?
It was a little less than a week ago, about 5 days ago, I think. Last time she was last time she came to work. I'm very, very concerned about her.
Oh, so are we. And what was it you were working on here?
She had a project that she was very excited about. It was a sort of a furniture to make that uses electrical currents to make people more comfortable. It's a sort of thing that helps to rest and massage a bit.
Furniture, this is?
Yes. It was a we were working on a couple of a bed, a chair. We were working on a recliner at one point, sort of a chair that actually you can pull back, lean back in.
Fascinating. And well, let's be straight here. We're not Dragon Guard, and we don't work for the Comfort Society either, so you can speak straight with us. You two are involved.
Yes.
And do you have any reason to think of why she might have run away or something might have happened to her? Did she say anything? Did you say anything?
Well, there's all this fuss right now about
Of course.
one of the prototypes was taken. It seems not too long ago. Yes. And so I don't know exactly what it is that anyone wants with it, but I suspect there was something about it going on.
As soon as you mentioned something went missing, Zek pops in like, "What was it? What did they make? What was so important for it to be taken?"
It was one of the prototype chairs.
One of the massaging chairs?
Yes.
Did she have any activities outside of here?
Well, and she was in. Um, there's there are a few times she would go out,
Right.
but
Bowling.
she said that she was. She has friends, I think, down in Goblin Town. So she would go out there sometimes.
Sometimes, but you two never did anything together? Just a workplace fling, huh?
Well, we would do things. I mean, two of us have not more recently not had. It hasn't been working out as well.
No relations.
We used to
You
go
haven't
to
had
the,
relations.
Pretty
Not
direct there,
recently.
Tutan.
There's no sense in mincing words, right? I mean,
Let's get back to the chair. So, how big was the chair? And no one noticed someone taking a prototype out of Comfort
This
Society.
was very recently, and we have a lot of different prototypes we're working on right now.
Do you think it was taken out of the building or taken to somewhere else in the building?
I can't imagine it's anywhere here. Otherwise, considering they've been turning over everything.
Who's they?
She's when she gestures, she's kind of you're sort of imagining that she's talking about the cops.
But the cops are not locals to this building. There must be secret rooms to hide away those important prototypes.
Or was the prototype. Could you break down that prototype into something smaller?
You could take it apart and reassemble it elsewhere.
Zek chimes in. It's like, where he's thinking. It's like, where was it kept? Maybe we can look around there for anything that might have other misplaced or left any clues behind.
Yes, it's well. You're welcome to look. I don't know if I mean the guard have probably already
Destroyed the
gone
crime
stem to
scene,
stern,
yes.
but it's yes. We have a storage area just a bit of a ways down.
Maybe we check
All
there.
right.
Wait, hold on one second, Olga. So, Leah stopped coming into work 5 days ago,
Yes.
and were you concerned about her at all? You didn't reach out to
course.
anyone?
Well, I have a lot of people here who depend on me. And
Someone here that you intimately depend on.
no, not right now. And it's not.
Did you have a fight? Get angry at her.
Sometimes.
Go
sometimes
home.
not.
Have a drink at the pub. Swear about her.
I think.
Hire someone. Do something stupid.
Kind of pulling on Amaryllis's
Okay.
armor band, whatever at this point. What are you doing?
Like, wait a minute. But I think
guys. It's fine.
I think now is the time for someone, and it really could be anyone because everyone's been talking to her, to see if you notice something. And so I want to someone to make a roll here. The difficulty rating of it is going to be, I'm going to say 3. So you would need a 3. That's a 9. You would need a 9 or better.
I have finding and noticing small details.
Okay, so that'll if you want to do the roll, then that'll bring it down to a 6.
Okay.
Can I assist or?
Yeah, what do you want to offer for assist?
I have detecting lies. I don't know if that's the.
That'll definitely come in
Okay.
handy here.
Okay.
Nice.
Two-Tone would like to assist by breaking an inanimate object, like grabbing something with, like it's almost a distraction. Like he picks something up and it just kind of like smashes in his hand.
That is.
Oh!
I would like to assist by like crossing my arms and nodding.
Oh
and
my
like, yeah.
goodness. This is great.
That's right.
Can this be a
So
roll of
basically, you
0?
just need to roll anything other than a 1.
Okay. Oh, please, God. All
Or
right.
2. Wait, I don't know.
May it not
Well, no,
be
they've
like-
already knocked it down to the
That
point that
doesn't-
it's.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Where is it? Okay.
So
here we
just
go.
don't roll a 1.
Difficulty is doesn't matter.
Difficulty is nothing at this point, but I just want to see you.
No
see if you're
effort.
gonna roll
If you get a 0 or 1 or whatever.
one. Okay.
What I do? I don't know. Yeah.
You
Okay.
gotta roll.
Enough.
You got a 10. You're good.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So first off, yeah, she is definitely. There's something she's not telling you.
Right.
She did hire someone.
And it
That's-
seems as though, well, it seems like there's something she's not. She knows something about the disappearance.
Oh,
It
interesting.
seems like, and her not coming in, and just sort of, it was sort of when you, when you got into the whole fact that she hadn't told anyone, hadn't talked to anybody. That clearly there's a reason why that is, and it's not what she's saying. It's not just that she was busy. There's something else she knows about what happened.
She's basically giving off nervous tics at this point.
Yes.
Okay. What are you
Like-
not saying? I look at her directly, and as everybody else is doing their thing, it's like, what are you not saying?
What do you plan to do if you find her?
Bring her back?
Not kill her.
Yeah.
Bring her back here?
No. No.
Definitely not kill her though.
No.
That is the goal, the ultimate
Who
goal.
are you going to take her to if you find her?
I look at Hector. Should I
Well, we'll
say?
take her back to our office, and then we'll contact her family who hired us. What happens after that, we'll see.
We don't really have a control after that. Our insurance sort of
Her
stops.
family
when
is
they get
not
back.
the best place for her to be right now.
Daddy issues.
Well, she can make that choice after she's reappeared.
You let her decide?
Of
Yeah,
course,
she's an adult.
she can have any conversation she wants with her folks.
She's 70 years old. She can totally take care of it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Think of us like
It's-
a welfare check. Like we're gonna find her, make sure she's okay, get some proof she's
Yeah.
okay to her family, and then that's where we kind of cap up.
And then we get a check.
Yeah,
There was
we're paid welfare check.
none of you have any connection with the guard out there or anything like that, right? This stays here if I tell you this.
We will tell them nothing.
Yes.
Something happened. We were testing the chair. And, she, it was an accident, you understand?
Electrocuted her. Oh my god.
It,
She massaged to death.
it killed her and brought her back.
What?
She's undead.
Yeah. She's not. No, she can't be. No, it's not. It's not like that. She's not under the. She's not under the ruler of the. She's not under the necromancer's control. She's under her own control. It's not like that.
Okay.
And everyone will know necromancy is incredibly illegal
Right.
in the city.
Oh yeah. For sure. Wow.
So did you get rid of the chair yourself, or is that in someone
No,
else?
I don't know what happened to the chair. That actually someone took it. That's another thing I'm very worried about.
Right.
Oh God.
Well,
Who?
good thing that's
who
not
else
our
knew?
job.
I mean, did
but-
you get in the chair afterwards? Like, did
No.
you die and come back? Did anybody
No,
else die
God.
and come back?
Goodness, no.
Wait, you got rid
didn't-
of the chair after she died and came back?
That's why we put it in. That's why we put it away. We
Hang on,
didn't.
are you sure she was dead
but-
and didn't just like have a long nap? Like what? Like quick question. Look, I clearly you know your stuff, but like, do you know? Yeah, there's like dead, and there's like, wow, she's like dead asleep.
I
Like,
have.
do you know?
I've seen. I have been outside. All right. I
Yeah.
have seen those who are dead and still moving around. And this was like she was between the two states almost, but she was no longer
Relaxed.
completely living. But
'Cause
she
she had
seems
no
to.
Pulse.
No,
She has no pulse.
no.
But is she sentient? Like she still
Yes,
thinks?
but yes, she does. That is what I'm saying. She's
She
not like
does.
she's not like a zombie.
How did you test that?
I took a pulse.
No, but how did you test that she still thinks?
We
One would
talked.
presume. But how do you know she wasn't just responding automatically?
No, she's
She
not.
tried to eat your face.
No.
Did you make her do arithmetic? Maths are hard.
Agreed.
It's not the first thing
You're
you
our
think of when.
accountant.
It's not the first thing you think of when your girlfriend suddenly comes back to life in front of you. Okay.
So she was your
wait.
girlfriend.
Wait, did she come back to life on this floor? Like, how many witnesses are we talking here? How many
Yeah,
people
yeah.
saw
Who saw?
It was late.
Yeah.
It was just us.
you were partying in a massage chair late at night? Okay.
So during this whole interaction, Zek is just because again, there's talks of people coming back to life and these awkward like, you're not gonna tell anybody. And Zek, he's very like socially, and I said this in the Twitch chat, he's socially inept. He's like he doesn't know etiquette or anything. He's wondering if like again, he's just looking at everybody, wondering what social because their social cues are all over the place right now. It's just like
No one knows. This is an awkward conversation.
so he's just
Everyone-
really not talking at all, just trying to process everything that's being said.
Where is she, Olga?
I don't know where she is right now. She is. She did. I told her to go and hide. She said she was going to. She has a few.
Those friends in Goblin Town.
Yeah. Well.
Hang on, if she's
I
not
say friends.
undead and she's not under the control of the necromancer, why is she hiding? Why were you so concerned? Surely magical mistakes happen all the time. Why weren't you like, hey man, let's go
Well,
get
you
some help?
you know how well you oh yes you know how very forgiving they are about that kind of thing.
I basically turn to Amaryllis and go, yeah, there are magical mistakes, but nobody is supposed to know about them.
Case in point. And
For a magical mistake?
What?
Tutan kind of points to himself a little.
I'm sure you were
yeah.
planned.
No,
It's okay.
no,
No.
no, it's okay. No, it's okay. I'm not upset
Well, you
about
know,
it. But
in my family, we call them happy miracles. So
it's
that's
the city and the stronghold. They tend to frown on things like me. So if she's different, they don't like that very much. Things that are different can cause problems.
Where are
Especially
you from?
undead things.
This town?
Zek lives in Goblin Town, or sorry, Tutan lives in Goblin Town, but his parents are from the Elven Reaches, and his mom is from the Elven Reaches. He doesn't know where his dad's from.
Yeah, we are judgmental people. I know that.
Yes.
That's where I get my fun personality from.
Oh my.
So if she's not dead but dead, and she's not zombie, she may be hiding because if they find her, she may be.
Dead.
They might do
Maybe
something.
killed. Killed. If you're going to be direct about it, then killed.
Yes.
Quick
yeah.
question:
Okay,
Did you
dead, killed.
did you try to hurt her, like, to check out what's going on? Like, did she bleed? We still bleeding?
We didn't.
Vomiting.
We didn't do it. We did some experimentation. We didn't do a lot because didn't want to hurt her. But she's most of her processes we think have ceased. But
Most of
she's
our
still,
gone and the
processes have ceased.
Chair's gone.
yeah, the chair. We're not sure what happened, but I have an idea. But
You have an
she's-
idea? All right,
well,
what's the idea?
her friends, so to speak. Well, she had associates who are members of the Bricks. The Bricks are one of the gangs. And they're primarily on the west side of Goblin Town.
Oh no, not the west side.
They have a gang war going on with the Stones on the east side, basically, and the Stones are actually they just kill anything they don't like on sight.
So she couldn't be
Okay.
there.
Well, I was trying to figure out. She had this idea that maybe she could use her contacts to find someone to get her out of town. There's, I
go
don't know
where?
what she. Well, that's a good question.
She couldn't
I'm
go
not
out with the undead because then she'd have to work for the necromancer.
There's talk of communication with someone with a place overseas. We're only hearing whispers of it right now, but
She's on a magical fantasy hunt. All right, and you've now lost her in the middle of a gang war. And you've lost the prototype that caused that. Wow. Okay, that's not concerning.
I say this sounds expensive.
Agreed, we should triple our fees.
she was going to. This is the thing. I thought last I heard she was trying to. There's that mage who's starting to make dirigibles is the one I think she was trying to get in touch with, but she didn't know anyone directly, so she was trying to find out. And then I'm just concerned that she said that she was going to try to be staying in Goblin Town until then, and that's a problem.
Did you say where in Goblin Town? An inn or something? A tavern?
Yes, there's a there's a place. We sometimes will go, and she will give you an address. That is to a place. It's called Paris Hold.
Paris Hold.
Well, that doesn't sound dodgy. Okay, does she have like an alias that she uses when she's in Goblin Town? Or are we still waiting for a Lisa, whatever her name is?
Leah.
Leah. There we go. That's fine.
She doesn't use her last name.
Well, that's a start. But she's
Alright.
still a dwarf from a powerful family. You know what? I will educate all of you on that next time we see each other. Never mind.
Well, we'll go there and we'll look for her. We'll hope she's still in good condition. I recommend you keep your mouth shut. Have the guards already talked to you?
They have.
Did you tell them this?
No. Are you kidding?
Good. I would. No, I just don't. You know. Keep your mouth shut. Good job.
Hey, Ryan. I'd like to do something if you'd allow me to. So, when Paris Hold is mentioned, and it is in Goblin Town, I am a goblin who I assume is from Goblin Town.
Well, you
So-
easily can be, yes.
I would like to use my 1 EXP for player intrusion, if that's okay.
Yes. That's
Where I want to say that I actually have frequented Paris Hold, and I know like the barkeep or whatever, like whoever runs the establishment, and they'll be very cooperative.
yeah. It's a
That's when we
speakeasy.
show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we know the guy or whoever
Yeah.
runs it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so obviously I know the person. So I say,
Yeah.
"Oh, Paris Hold." As soon as it's mentioned, like I know what's the guy's name, or can I give him a name, or
If you want, go. If you have a name, go ahead and throw one in. Otherwise, I will produce one momentarily.
no, I'll just say it's JoJo.
There you go.
It's JoJo.
Excellent.
No, I said, "Oh, JoJo, Paris Hold, yeah. He'll definitely help us out. We could just head there as soon as we can."
The guy that runs Parasol's name is Carl.
Wait, is it?
I mean, Carl's what we were always told to call him. But I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, no,
JoJo.
yeah. I say, yeah, no, yeah. Everyone else calls him Carl. Sorry.
Okay, no, JoJo. I never called him.
It's a long story. It's a long story.
It's like
this
the
one
Tony,
actually
it's
has
like the
a
Tony
meaning.
thing, right? It's
Yeah,
like the Tony thing.
No,
Okay.
no, yours is just a play on your name. But like JoJo, there was a little story with. It's a little embarrassing. I don't want to out him too. Like, it's between us.
It's fine. No, you're good. You're good. It's fine. It's fine.
Before we leave her, I just wanted to ask her, where are the designs for the prototype you had?
Oh, they're probably. Oh, they have them.
Okay. Because I would assume that with my experience, then I would be able to at least see what other effects people could see where you went wrong. Because this could possibly have some advantages or value to people that don't just want a massage. Unfortunately.
The thought had occurred to me.
All right. Well, I think we should head to Goblin Town. Stat.
All right. So, you are heading out. Yeah. So you are heading out. You quickly.
On the trip, I'd like to throw out there that maybe Zach is sitting on Two-Ton's shoulder, telling him the story of JoJo.
Okay, I'm done with that.
So the two of them are like, there's laughter and there's like some there's a ruckus going on at the where he's dragging this thing, kind of telling the story privately to Two-Ton.
So you make your way across, and you I will say you make it. That you head up a set of stairs, but you have attracted some degree. I'm going to throw a GM intrusion to. I would like to throw you a GM intrusion, Michael, if you are interested.
I believe the answer is yes.
Oh, excellent, good. You have an XP, and then you have an XP to give to someone else.
All right.
Who would you like to give that to?
Let's give the XP to Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. I'm going to give it to Greha.
Okay. So you now have another XP. You will note that as you are ascending, that the people in red, the Imperial Guards, have noticed you, and some of them are following you.
As if that was even an option. Like, this guy's so big. If they miss
Well,
him,
yeah.
I'd be concerned.
You did this for so long, but
Is one of them my dad?
no, he's outside still.
Okay.
But
Even
I
worse.
will say that you make it up to the lobby. You're heading out the front door, and you will hear from across the room, you will hear this sort of bellowing voice, "Hold on there!"
Oh no.
Now, my question is, are you going to stop or are you going to keep going? Because there's a considerable amount of distance that you have on them.
Can I look and see how highly ranked this person is?
This person is your ex.
Yeah,
Oh, nope.
The highest
Right.
rank possible for anyone to have.
And literally, as soon as you hear the voice, hold on, Zek runs. Like he doesn't even wait for the other people, like because he knows this is urgent. Like they're not gonna make it easy for us to get to where we need to be right now. They're gonna at best they're gonna jam us up with paperwork. At worst, they might apprehend us. Like,
I already
would
got
like
enough on
to-
my record. It's fine. I gotta go.
Two-Ton would like, as Zach jumps off of Two-Ton,
Yeah,
Two-Ton would
literally.
I'd like to have Two-Ton grab Zach kind of under his arm with like one of his free hands, and Two-Ton's just gonna start running.
yeah, I'll allow
I
it.
actually have running as a
I'll
skill.
allow it.
Absolutely. So you
I'll
dash
hop
to the
off and midair. He just
Snag.
Fun. I love that. That's like a crew
That
move.
is awesome.
you were
I
dashing
remember I was
to
gonna freeze in front of her. It's like, oh, that's okay. Oh, hello.
you dash to the palanquin
Yeah.
and immediately take off.
Like I
Um,
like to say, Two-Ton's like actually he's grabbed the yoke. He's holding onto the yoke like kind of like on one shoulder, and he's got Zach under the other shoulder. So that's not the easiest ride in the palanquin.
As you are
A little
We're
pulling
going
off,
back and forth swiveling.
It's a little bumpy.
as you are pulling off, you do notice just from the other palanquin, just sort of Sergeant Grithart sticks his head out and says, "Greya," and you're bolting down the avenue. And
and while all that's going on, since I know where we're going, I'm basically shouting directions to Tony. Tony, like, take the left here, like, well, right here, left, like, whatever. However, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I am gonna ask for Two-Ton to make a roll here if you wish to try to lose the Imperial Guard.
Okay, what would you like, Jim? What would you like me to roll?
Okay, so the difficulty here, you're not confronting him directly. You're not confronting Yaber directly, which is good because he's an 8. So this is just going to be a 5.
Well,
so-
according to some, I mean,
Oh,
But
yes, just according to Rob Schwab.
is this metric or imperial?
It's always
either
Imperial.
way, I'd like to assist him with my streetwise once again, where you go, I know like the back alleys or whatever
Yeah.
have you to make the best, getaway.
Yeah, well, you can do that. So that'll bring it down to a difficulty 4. So that's a little better.
So I have with running, is that a speed check?
It's going to be speed, yeah. So if you use
Okay.
running, you're trained in running, so that'll actually bring it down to a 3.
Okay.
I want to
Alright.
assist Greya by like, as soon as her dad recognizes her, like shoving her face into the flatbed, like,
Well, you just sort of do that. That's not really going to affect the difficulty here so much. That was
It's great flavor though.
it is.
Thanks. That's what she's like.
All right, here we go. I'm going to
So
make
it's
the
going to be
running
9 or
check.
better.
Okay. Difficulty is
So it's
You said-
difficulty's 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Effort to roll.
Are you spending any effort?
I have 1 effort. No, I'm not going to spend it right now.
Okay. All right.
Well, effort would lessen the difficulty.
Yes. Basically, the way that it works is if you're using speed, again, you have an edge of 1, so you would spend 2 of your speed pool.
Okay.
You can only spend 1 level of effort.
Okay.
I
I won't spend any effort at this point then.
Okay. So yeah, you'd need 9 or better. Oh, hey, minor effect. Okay.
Hey,
Um,
18. Let's go.
Nice.
You dash down. You actually manage to hop the wall down to the to the big burrow as you are sort of swinging around, and just as there are a bunch of halflings pushing a fruit cart,
Oh no.
which the red palanquin behind you immediately plows into,
Oh,
and there are papayas everywhere.
my papayas.
And I think that is where we're going to go ahead and take a quick
and
second
Amaryllis
break.
yells at her ex, like, you deserve that, jerk.
And then as our palanquin is running away, you just kind of hear over his shoulder, "Sorry."
Oh man.
So I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to take one more quick break.
Cool.
And then we will come back to see where this goes.
Hopefully
back
not into
shortly.
another fruit cart.
Hopefully not into another fruit cart. We'll have to see. We'll have to see
Could
what
be
people
veggie
roll.
cart.
He could be. He could be. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, we have returned, and we are. Our party has headed across town, down across the village, and past the main square to Goblin Town. You have to be very. You have to kind of watch your back in Goblin Town just a bit, as it is. It is. There is rather a lot of crime, but. You go through being the thing is, yes, it's true. You have this badge that you will sometimes show people who need to know that you're that you are certified to use the palanquin, forged though it is. Really, the only badge you really need is just the fact that it's being drawn by a half troll. It's really more that's really more your badge. So it does not take long to locate, to get to Paris Hold.
I'm really hoping that purse that Greya has though comes into play, because I really want to see like a petty thief struggling to close a purse. It's announcing loudly how much is inside of it.
You never know.
But there's nothing in it now, right? I mean,
I don't know.
I didn't put any.
What did you put? You could have put something in there.
It's
like a pocket dimension in there. And they open it up and they just fall into the pocket dimension.
They didn't specify people having money, but I'm going in the setup for the rules. But I'm going to assume you all have like at least a little bit of walking around, standard
Walking around cash.
money, walking around monies.
I always
If that
walk
was the
around
case,
with
and I
cash.
found out that purse was gonna say something, it's like I would not be putting anything in. Well,
But I
anything
love the idea
monetary
of
in
this is a trap
there.
purse. Like, you put it in, like,
No. I mean, basically, it would just be, oh, okay. I found out that this is a tattletale. So, as soon as I know that, it's like it's gonna be the trap purse.
No, so when this is what happened. This is what I'm gonna say. If you guys are okay with it, when Greya was examining it, it opens like nothing inside or whatever. She's like, I'm not gonna put anything in here. I walk over. I'm like, take out 3 yellow mushrooms. Put them in there.
Yes, I agree with that statement.
I like the idea that I gave it to you as well as like a screw you present.
Oh my god!
The worst
Yeah.
kind of gift I could have given you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was like a white
Yeah.
elephant gift at an office party.
I feel like it was like a passive aggressive gift. It was like learn to budget.
The best kind of gift giving.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Yes,
yeah.
the best kind.
Yeah, no.
So there's this. So you have a staircase that leads down to the door of the speakeasy, and it's got a slot up here and a slot down below for folks who are the height of kobolds or goblins or halflings. What do you wish to do?
Zach, do you want to
About
lead
the
the way
height
on
of
this
the
one?
room.
Yeah, I mean, if we're parked right outside, I hop out as soon as the car, even before while it's slowing down. If he's still holding me, I wriggle myself out. I don't know what the situation is.
Yeah.
Zach,
As soon as the cart slows down, you'd be put down gently.
Yeah. No, I would have jumped out of your arms
Oh,
immediately.
that's fine,
Yeah, jump off. Let my feet run to the door. Just throw.
yeah, Zach, you head down. You knock. The slot
I have to knock
opens. You give the password. And you spent XP on this. You know the password.
Smeckledorf is the password.
And they open the door for you, and just sort of.
So it's only me who can fit in this doorway. You said it's the door.
Well, no,
of, like,
it's a big door. It's a door that orcs and even trolls should be able to fit through. But there's more than one eye slot. Is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
So we got our eye slot, and then like 2 times got his.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do we open them all at once? Like,
Oh my god.
And
No, it's
so
just
they open
the,
the door, and do they keep it open? Do they ask me a question as they open the door?
Well, no,
Basically, I'm waving for everyone.
So
to
what
follow
happened?
me.
They were looking up and they were looking to see who you have behind you. And then
It's just me and my crew. I'm assuming I know the bodyguards, or whoever these people are that are letting us in. It's like,
Yeah,
oh
they'll let
hey,
you in.
Ziggy,
And,
hooray!
Ziggy's like, yeah.
I was like,
Wondered
guys,
if,
come in.
Yeah. And,
where's Jojo? Like as I'm walking, like letting these guys walk in ahead of me. Like, so where's Jojo? Like I'm like trying to find out where this guy
Points
is.
to the
So I'm
bar.
like, so I
Jojo
head
is behind
over
the
there.
bar right now.
I head over
Sort
that
of,
way.
like, doing
And it's up to you
cleaning
guys
things.
whether you
There's
want to follow me to the
basically-
bar. But I say Jojo's that way, guys, and I don't.
So this is a drinking and gambling parlor. This is a place where they serve a few things. They serve a drink called Dragon's Breath and a few things. It is not legal to have anything that is extracted from the dragon. Because there's only one place you can get dragon scales, and so there's a drug that is also produced from it that people can get a little high on, and
Can I use my
suddenly.
XP on here too for a player version?
What would you like?
I would like to say, you can say no. That Amaryllis has stocks in this place and gets profit from some of the gambling. Oh,
The only proviso I have is that this was something that started while you were still a cop.
oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So like as we're walking through, or as I'm telling the wave through, like especially when I see Amaryllis and what is the heck, knowing their former background, I'm like, guys, I told them you're cool. like I don't know your history. As I call you
Yeah,
Lizzie,
and
I don't
she's
know
not
Lizzie's
gonna reveal
history.
it. She's just like, oh,
So-
thank you. Yes, that's
So I'm like
so bad.
Lizzie
This
Hex,
place,
you know,
is,
Yeah.
be cool.
this
Yeah,
place
so
is so shocking. I'm
Jojo just
shocked.
sort of nods as you approach. Is like, oh. Yeah. And
So
he
say,
sort of-
Jojo, one shot of Dragon's Breath. We gotta talk.
Must have to, yeah. Well, and it just sort of is pulls the tap and he's like, he's sets it out. You can have one, but just so you'll know,
Just like red.
Mervin's here. He wants to see you.
Oh, we can. I mean, do I know what's the like?
Yeah, Mervin is actually owns several speakeasies. He's very rich. Mervin Paris.
Okay.
Is he is an orc. And he has a lot of association with the bricks. He funds a lot of what they do.
Very handsome.
Not as such, no. He's really he's a really big guy. I mean, kind of. He's a really big guy, and he's very gregarious. But he runs a number of operations, and has an interest in antiquities.
Do I know what he wants to see me about, or like
not
is there
at
like
all. He basically, and when Jojo says it, he kind of looks down and he actually looks across everybody.
I say, I mean, I guess if he needs to speak to me, I
he
shot
says
back the thing. I mean,
He needs to actually. I think he wants to talk to all of you.
all of us. I mean, you know where we're coming.
I think
Not
everybody
much-
knew we were coming.
Not much in this town he doesn't know.
Oh
We
man.
weren't that subtle with our entrance, to be
Nope.
fair.
No.
I have
I
a
mean,
feeling
befo-
that halfling cart was probably put there on purpose.
So Jojo, like I slide the empty glass back to him, like, and you know that indicates I kind of want another one. Oh, said, well, Jojo, is it urgent or can we talk for a second?
I wouldn't keep him waiting too long.
All right, guys. I guess we got to talk to big boss. Like you
Yeah.
see, like you've never seen Zek as loose as he is now. It's like more
Yeah.
like he's usually curious about his surroundings, but now he's like more in his element, so he's like loose and like normal, quote unquote. So yeah, he's like, you know, he takes a second. Oh, did he give me another shot?
He went ahead and he gave you one more shot
So I knocked
because
that
he
back.
knew what
So
you're about to do.
I
have to
tapped
have to
Zek
do.
I tapped Zek on the shoulder and I go, "Are you sure? Are you sure this is gonna be okay? I mean, you know, is this
I tell Gray, I say, you know, I'm looking a little foggy in the eyes at this point, you know, a little incoherent, but I say to you, big boss, you know, he knows, he'll know. And I'm basically referring to him knowing about Leah, like if what you can infer from my babbling is like he'll know about the girl, the zombie lady.
Sure, if we live through the conversation, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Information.
that would be my worry too."
No,
Amaryllis is like landing on the bar and she's like quietly, she's like, "You're charging him for those shots, right? You're right."
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see Mr. Paris now.
All right, and he sort of gestures to a there's a back room that he points you to.
I follow stumbling, basically. I tap the table really hard, say, Jojo, always a blast. Always a blast. So just walk off.
Always a blast.
Just super slurred, like.
Blessed.
Jojo, you're the blessed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Dragon essence basically it gives an intense magical boost. It's not. This is the dragon's breath has been pulled off enough that it only really just gets you a little bit. But if you were to take
But
pure
he's a
dragon
goblin.
essence,
It's like-
it'd be so much. That's true.
He's a card.
Um,
And he's
Oh,
probably
so-
like.
I imagine Zach's probably been like sipping some of his own potions as well, so it's probably like mixing with all of that.
But
He'll
if
Eat
the
and drink
oh,
everything.
if the lore is that it does enhance magical tendencies, I do have I have a slight magic cantrip, so I do have a little bit of element of magic. So what you guys do notice is after drinking so much of it that like my wounds, like they're usually very dirty or whatever have you, like crusty with whatever, they're starting to like glow a little bit and like lift off, like without me really focusing on what I'm doing. It looks like I'm kind of like the stuff I usually focus on keeping on me because I like being grimy is kind of just washing off of me.
I think we need to
nice.
bathe them again. That's looking infected.
So
Not it.
you head into the back room, and it's a little dim in here, but you see there are a number of art objects in this room. As you slowly sort of enter, and you see that there's a desk and a couple of couches, and you see standing right next to the door, sort of on the inside, is a troll, a full troll. This troll's name is Jean-Claude, and just very much he nods.
Hey, John Claude.
As soon as we walk in to the room, I'm already pretty buzzed off the thing, and I know that Jojo told me they wanted to speak to me and my associate, so I just assume it's me. So I slap my hand on the said there's a desk. I slap. Jojo said you wanted to talk.
So this.
Amaryllis just makes herself comfortable on the couch, like she's been here a few times. She's like helping
Yeah.
herself to his liquor cabinet, like.
So this really big orc stands up. He's wearing a suit. He's very heavy set, but he's very very immaculately clean. He stands up. He looks around and he says, "Well, I see you've gotten yourselves into a bit of trouble, it would appear."
Starting to think that, yeah.
Is that a threat? Like,
Well.
literally in character.
Merely an observation. I think that perhaps we should just get to the point, yes?
Well, you're not paying me, so I'd prefer it.
Really quick though, on the desk there, are there any drinks that he may have been having himself or anything like that, or there's dragon's breath or anything?
Yeah, there's a bottle of liquor.
I definitely would have just picked up the bottle and just pour if there's a shot on the table, like a glass, I just pour myself a glass. I just reach for it
Zek.
without asking. Just
I seem to have I appear to have anticipated you once again. I
You're
like a man
welcome
who
to
can
sin.
hold his drink. But no, you're after a young lady, yes?
That's right.
What have I told you, he says, picking up a cigar, that I know where this young lady is.
I'd remind you we don't trade in hypotheticals.
And he sort of nods, he says, charming as ever, I see.
I try.
Zek is just looking between them, like trying to make the connection, like they're talking, like they know each other. Like
Gray is doing the same thing.
it's like, I say it to our other crew, like, is it just me or is it?
No, you're
Now, this young lady has thought.
Two-Ton standing next to Jean-Claude, like trying to look as big as Jean-Claude, but Jean-Claude's full troll.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like.
Oh, he looks like a little brother.
Well, he does know your dad though.
Aw.
But
Wait, is he your dad?
no, I
Just
don't think.
dads everywhere
Yeah.
today.
No.
We've had so
Jean-Claude
much of
is
that.
not his father.
Well,
Sorry, Jim. Please continue.
it's all right. Resetting. Stand by. Reloading. Okay, here we go.
You broke him.
You have any? So you have rather an interesting position, as this young lady has apparently endeavored to sell off a thing that I rather desire myself.
A chair?
Quite.
Great.
Now, I happen to know where this chair is located as well. But, of course, a direct move upon it would be, by our forces, would not be a good expenditure.
So it's with the stones then.
Essentially, what I'm proposing is that
The girl for the
you
chair?
prevent this sale, and yes, and prevent this. Got it in one. You prevent this sale. Bring this chair in, and
I mean,
You
my
can have her.
question is, this is a prototype chair. I mean, you really want one with the bugs? You got the girl. Get her to make another chair.
it is a
But
good
if she
thought.
doesn't
But
know
she's
what to
rather.
do-
She has proven rather recalcitrant. She wishes
you
to be
can't
anywhere but
convince her?
here.
Wait, recalcitrant. She can't do maths? Because I can't do maths either.
She can't
Refuses
recalculate.
to, my
Yes.
friend. Refuses to.
Oh,
Bit of a difference.
okay.
And I'm guessing you're aware why she might be that way.
Quite. But
And it's
Let us
these
simply
properties
say-
you're interested in?
coming in.
It's these properties you're interested in?
Yes, this, let us say that, having, an unlimited army with which to deal with those on the other side would be rather helpful.
Yes, your forces are weaker. It is a concern.
Thank goodness we have an aqueduct.
Hmm.
To keep us on different sides of things.
Alright, so we get the chair, we get the girl. You've got
That
her
is
under
it.
control at the moment?
Sorry, Runt?
You've got her under control? She's not gonna leave before we get back?
She's quite comfortable.
Alright then, let's go.
Seems like we don't have a choice.
Very good. I like a man who's reasonable.
What's the location?
He writes it down. He hands it to you. This slip of paper. This is a warehouse. It's in the village, but it's just it's by this tower that's in the village near Wizard's Way. Near the baskets that go up to Wizard's Way. It's let me look at it. It is, yeah, it's very for those who know the city. It is, yes, next to Pilgrim Exports. Place where they build dirigibles.
Okay.
Oh. Is there anything else? I should hurry if I were you, I fear that Mr. Pilgrim is Miss Pilgrim is preparing to make some sort of deal with the prison system with regards the use of this particular chair.
Yeah, we'll get going.
Do we have a map of inside the place where this might be held? I mean, I would assume we're not going to go in there with pistols blazing and then trying to get this.
It's
I would
one way
need
to go about
know.
it.
We'll figure it out on the way.
I can probably carry it.
Hey. Not stealthy. All right.
Well,
Stick it in your purse, it'll be fine.
You know my slogan is to live long and sneaky, right? Right?
mine's just to
No.
live long.
I
And-
thought it was stinky. Live long and stinky.
Well, either way.
No.
On the way
I never-
out, like
you're
I start
never stinky.
leaving. I start leaving the room. Like they're arguing about whatever have you. I just grab the rest of the bottle off the table. And I say, "Vinny, you're blessed. It's been a blast." I just walk off with the bottle.
Is he even making words?
One
Those
wonders
words to
what
you.
one wonders
He has
when
a
he's going
money
to die of alcohol poisoning.
As long as we don't have to pay for it.
All right. So you head out. You make your way once again up through the village toward that area just underneath Wizard's Way. You see this tower. It has a sort of a big a big pin coming up out of the top. That big thing what you attach dirigibles to.
Satellites.
Satellite thing, yeah, the landing rod, whatever they call that. And next to it is the tethering space. I forget. It's a mooring position. I can't remember. It's a word that has slipped my vocabulary and I cannot recall. It's gone. But anyway, there was one
Tethering
on
rod
top of the
just made
Empire
me
State
giggle.
Building.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, you make your way. There's a warehouse that's right next to it, and that is the building in question.
Oh, look, there's a warehouse. That must be the building in question.
I'll hop out of the palanquin. I'm assuming we parked it near there, or how far away. Either way, hop out. At this point, I know we're getting to where we need to go. Because of my goblin metabolism, I've already sobered up considerably. Still a little wobbly on my feet, but
Yeah, it's dusk coming on at this point.
yeah. And I say maybe we can find a way in, or should we just knock?
Well, yeah, if we can find a 30-second plan, if we can find a way in and stay as hidden for as long as possible before we make our move. But I think this will probably turn ugly at some point.
Do you want me to stay out here then, or?
Oh.
No, you're gonna be our second plan. We're gonna have one plan. They're gonna go to the front door and knock. They're gonna pretend to be salespeople and try to get into the building. We're gonna sell them something, and then the other people are gonna go around the other side and be very sneaky. So if someone goes wrong,
Okay, so
you
I'm
just
selling
run and knock
something.
out everyone in the building.
Salespeople at a warehouse.
Sandwiches. I'll sell sandwiches.
That's right. We're gonna be
No.
selling storage solutions
Oh, okay.
Okay.
or insurance. Either one. You choose, Teuton. You choose.
Well,
Can I tell what
it's
this-
only one of those things? Storage solutions or insurance? I've got some sandwiches in my pack. I could try and sell those. Like for
Wait, you were
know,
supposed to
for
give
the
those
Orc
to
Scouts.
us.
I mean, the Orc Scouts need. I mean, it could be fundraising for the Orc Scouts, the Elf Scouts. You know.
Orc Scouts are a very important cause. I respect that you support that.
Why don't the
Okay,
people
I mean-
going to the Why don't the people going to the front door pretend to be with Mr. Pilgrim? Maybe we could, say that we're backup or something.
We want to store our sandwiches in the warehouse.
Or that?
We're
Sure.
starting a
Perfect.
catering company.
Perfect. Yes.
That is exactly what I want to happen.
Jim, can I tell what this building is made of? Is it stone or anything I can figure out how to
Yeah.
notice small details and get in?
Oh yes, absolutely. So this is going to be if you're looking for a way to sneak into the building. So this will be I'm going to call this at a 5, since it's a fairly newer building, but it is there's a good amount of basically wood, metal, and stone that makes this building up. Mostly wood and metal and some bricks, basically, so you would need a 15 or better. What do you want to apply toward to this?
I guess stone cutting doesn't really count for bricks, right? So
Well, you're on. It is
But
right directly on the
stone,
surface of the mountain, so I will let you use it if you wish.
okay. Yeah,
So I'll
because
go ahead,
I've
I'll go
got
ahead and
stone.
pull that down one.
Okay.
Could I
and
help with
then-
my streetwise?
Streetwise, I know about buildings. 'cause
Streetwise
they're
help
all-
you to break into the building.
the best
Yeah,
place
we're trying to break into
in.
a building, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel-
that's like
I don't-
Streetwise, buildings are made of stone.
Streetwise I feel is just a little bit too far on that.
Gotcha.
Streetwise is more
Nah.
about
No, but
you
I
know
love
where
the
to
idea
find
that
it.
it's like,
Yeah.
this is a building, man. Like,
Yes,
this is the
yes.
building
Good
on the
looking
street. I see many
Yeah,
on the
that's it.
street.
I can't
So-
use more than one skill, can I?
No, you can. You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how that was going to be rolled. Basically, I was going to use stone cutting and then finding and noticing small details.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, ventilation shaft.
Identifying objects.
Not quite. So right now the difficulty is 3, so that's a 9 or better.
We're gonna
Okay.
die
You
hard
do
this
anything?
baby.
All right.
Heck
So, which button would I push?
Okay.
Since I'm
that's-
using those.
That's going to be intellect.
Okay.
die hard with sandwiches.
Sandwich die hard.
Come on. There we go. Okay. Difficulty is what? 3?
Difficulty is 3.
Okay. And then I do
You
have.
should use effort maybe too. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely using
Yeah.
effort for
'Cause
this.
it's right at the end, so
Yeah.
as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Do you know what we should do for our other
Yes.
part of the plan that is definitely
we're-
well thought through?
Ah.
Let's send a message to the Crown's Guard to come to a raid on the stones.
Well, you could conceivably say, "Hey, we're here because they're chasing after us," and then have them raid the
We
stuff.
don't want to lose the chair either to the
Yeah, that's true.
No, but here's the thing: we're gonna lose them in the chaos. All right, it's gonna be fine. But what we want to do is distract them on the other side of the building. We distract some part with the sandwich ploy, and another part is sneaking around. Plus, it's gonna be entertaining to annoy the hell out of my ex. So let's
Oh,
call
It's up
them.
to you folks.
Revenge.
how would
do,
we
we,
play.
contact
do we have a
I'm fine with
messenger
that. I'm fine
pigeon?
with that.
You'd have to go to
Zek reaches into his pouch and he just has a pigeon and he's like, we need a message out.
Not for eating.
no,
I mean, I was gonna eat this later, but
I would need you to do a player intrusion to have that happen.
I don't have any EXP unless you want to allow someone else to spend EXP for
I
me.
will spend the EXP for the pigeon.
Yeah, you can't just conjure up a pigeon. What is this?
I'm a weird goblin. Who knows what I have inside my
you know what,
pockets?
maybe Zek throws a vial on the ground and a pigeon appears.
Sure, if you want to
Oh,
spend the
yeah.
XP for it, sure.
So that's why if you want to spend the EXP for me, you see Zach reaches into his little pouch.
Sure.
You see he takes out a little like gray and black swirly liquid and he just throws it on the ground. There's a little swirl of smoke and then suddenly it poofs away and you hear a "Woo!" and there's like a pigeon there.
All right. So you're going to send a message.
But the pigeon
to
is wonky. The pigeon is wonky. It's got like
It's a
one
faulty
wing
pigeon.
is smaller than the other. Its head is
Oh.
like tilted to the side a bit. It's definitely like that's not right.
I'll say
But it is what you would expect of Zek.
It'll still fly. It'll still get where it needs to go.
It's
I
like
send
Nemo.
a
It's got the
letter
one tiny wing, but it'll get there.
to
Just keep
Yaber
flapping.
Durante
Okay, so you're sending him a message,
in my
basically.
fanciest handwriting. Being like, I'm
Dearest
sorry we
Yaber.
left earlier. Yeah, yes. Dearest Durant, it is wonderful to speak with you again. I'm sorry we left on such difficult terms earlier. I hope you can forgive. We were actually working. And then going to be like a new paragraph. If you would like to join me on this quest, I should like to invite you to join us immediately, and then give the address.
Okay.
I kind of want the
have-
pigeon to say it in that voice.
It's a magical pigeon that can like read the message.
The pigeon like opens its beak, and you hear that voice come out of the.
That passive aggressive pretending to be snobby voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's difficult for you to mobilize your men, but if we can manage to.
The pigeon
Is
reads
that a
it in the
veiled
voice of
reference
Jane
to
Austen.
something else?
Yeah.
Perhaps, I don't know, you interpret what you want.
I hope this pigeon finds you well. Okay. All right.
Much love and best of luck.
So, I will
Oh, man.
tell for Freya, you have found a way in.
Yes.
There is actually a side door that it looks like they were supposed to seal off. That you realize is actually something it just takes a little bit of, just a little bit of hacking at with a sharp weapon on the side, and it'll open.
Nice.
And you can actually use that to get in and out unseen.
Okay. Alrighty.
So who's doing what?
I'm going with Grant.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, because
So Hector and Greya will be going inside. Is anyone else going inside with Hector and Greya?
I mean, I probably will too, because I know I'm like the backup
Okay.
for these like sneaky
Okay.
situations.
Zek is also going in. Okay.
No, I'm
And
busy smirking and gloating over my passive aggressive letter.
so what are Teuton and Amaryllis going to do when you send the letter?
Selling sandwiches? Teuton, we selling sandwiches?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
This is not going to backfire in the slightest.
Not at all. All right.
But-
So
Teuton
gonna
is
need-
pulling like a serving tray out of this pack that he has on his back,
Oh
and he's
my
pulling
God.
sandwiches out.
Yeah.
you held out on us.
Amaryllis is just helping herself. Like, this is great. Keep going. And really,
So-
you could do something with hers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like at the other end of the
Yeah,
building. I
so-
wouldn't
so-
have seen
so-
you,
No,
but
but you
were
look
holding
back
out
and
on
you're
us.
just like,
As you're walking in, you look behind you and you see Amaryllis just like slamming like half of a sub like in her mouth, like a
and
So-
I'm just like,
wh-
And this is the
Well-
look you're getting back.
whilst Hector, Greya, and Zek are going in, I'm going to have them roll in a moment. But first, I need to see what the distraction looks like. This part of the distraction, anyway.
Should be great.
There's also Teuton has also pulled out a giant, basically sash with a bunch of like really hastily made patches on it, like, and he's wearing like what appears to be a small hat with the symbol of an orc on it.
Nice.
the orc way.
All right. So I can't wait to see what this is. So
Moderately for me.
there's a little latch you can pull that rings a bell if you want to do that.
Teuton is standing behind Amaryllis, holding the tray and like looking as sad as he possibly can.
And I also have a sash on.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Sandwich artiste
yes,
on it.
for
Um,
sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I also look uncomfortable and ring the bell.
Ding 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 ding. After a moment, the door opens and there is a security guard standing there. And a human security guard looks over. Can I help you?
Greetings. Eat moderately fresh. is our logo slogan.
Yeah,
We
you
were
gotta
hoping
mention
to
the Orc
discuss-
Scouts. Yeah, mention the Orc
Yeah,
Scouts.
yeah, we are raising money for Orc Scouts here at Orkway because we value our community. And we were wondering if you were interested today in supporting your community with sandwiches, which are the pillars of our community.
So
She holds
I'm-
up a sub like a pillar.
So I'm going to need. I'm going to need a roll of distraction here.
Alrighty.
To distract this guard. This would be difficulty 5. You have the sandwiches and the uniforms, so I'm going to give you an asset for that. So it'll bring it down to a difficulty of 4. So that's a 12 or better.
I'm gonna
And-
expend effort. Can I
Okay,
do that? How do I do
you
that?
certainly can. Basically, what you're gonna do is this again is intellect. So you're gonna be burning 3 of your 10 intellect, and that'll bring it down to a 3 difficulty.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to bring in? And Teuton, is there anything you want to do to help?
Please help me.
Oh, God, please help.
Teuton is going to, his face is going to go from that sad face to looking at the guard like, you better buy one of these fucking sandwiches.
Just straight
Yeah.
intimidating.
You're using your intimidation skill.
Yes.
All right, so that'll bring it down to a 2. So you're going to need a 6 or better. I think when it rolls, you should probably just put it in as difficulty 3 and then 1 level of effort. I think that's
Okay, so that's
what it's gonna ask you
intellect.
for. Yes.
Okay, difficulty 3.
Mm-hmm.
Submit. Effort to roll is 1. I'm trying. It's a success.
Okay.
I
So-
convinced these men to buy some sandwiches for
You got a
Orc
7. So they're
Scouts.
like, okay, yeah. We can probably use some. Yeah.
If
we
you
could-
don't buy sandwiches, we're gonna think that you're prejudiced against orcs.
Oh my goodness, no. Okay, no. It's no. Orcs are. Some of my best friends are orcs. Hang on. Give me.
That's
a second.
right.
God. It's a metaphor
We are
for.
the Girl Scouts
Anyway.
that you never want to meet.
It's a metaphor for certain things that have been written recently. Okay. So now
No.
I'm going to give those of you sneaking in an asset from that to sneak. So you're coming through. You're basically coming through a big warehouse, bunch of dirigibles in here, in various stages of being built. A bunch of crates, bunch of equipment, and so you're coming in, looking around to find the to find the thing, and we're going to bring this down to a single roll. The difficulty
Oh
is
wait, I
ordinarily
already
5.
rolled. Sorry. Oh, I didn't roll. Sorry, I clicked the button, but it had the little pop
Well,
up.
then you were lucky. The difficulty is 5. You have an asset that's going to from them at the front door that's going to bring it down to a 4. And anything else? Who is rolling? That is the question.
Well, I've got stealth, so
Yeah.
I
I have
was gonna
stuff.
use
That's
that.
too great. Yeah.
Yeah, let me cancel this.
Okay, so you're going to be rolling, and of course the other 2 can help. But what do you want? And you're going to use your stealth skill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like
that'll
I'm
bring it
actually
down
gonna
to-
roll on the stealth skill. Is that how I do it?
I guess you can. But it's you've got a you're gonna have now it's a difficulty 3, so that's 9 or better. And do you want to do anything else?
I would definitely be helping by showing. I'm also trained at sneaking. I'll show like.
Okay, you're trained in
sound
sneaking,
this
so you can
way,
help. Yeah,
like,
that'll bring it down
yeah.
to 2 or better, or
Yeah.
or a 6 or better for a level 2.
Yeah, I have surveillance, so maybe I'll be on the lookout.
Yes, very
That
good.
is
yeah, no,
important,
that'll bring it down to
yes.
level 1. And basically, well, you need basically a 3 or better.
Okay.
And that's even before any effort if you want to spend that, but that's up to you.
All right. Where's the pop out? Where's the pop out? Sorry, looking for the.
Looking for the pop out?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's like it's hiding. Oh my god. Oh Lord. Of course. Important role. Okay, it doesn't like me. All right. So if I was going to stealth, what's the stat? And I'll roll on that instead.
It's gonna be speed.
Speed. Okay. Difficulty 3, 1.
Yeah,
One.
difficulty 1.
Okay.
And
No effort expended, please.
There you go.
Just barely. Yeah.
You got a
I still
7.
did it though.
Okay. So you get in, and you search around, and you're able to find, as you're kind of looking around in here, that in a crate that is you see this big crate that has essentially on the side of it this thing, a piece of paper that is to be, it says to be delivered to the garret, and the garret is the prison. And so you realize, you're remembering what you heard earlier. You look in, and you find disassembled pieces of what look like a chair, a chair with a big sort of metal back, and then there's this sort of cap that you put on, apparently, and there are these comforting restraints that help massage your wrists.
They're furry restraints, for sure.
Yeah, and there's like a generator next to it, and a place where that magically creates the electricity, and there it is.
It's in a box, or
It's in a box.
Okay.
Can we lift it? Could we lift it?
I was gonna say,
could they lift it? Because I'm so like,
Hector and Gray, if the two of you are working together, the two of you can lift it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll give that a try, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
so you guys, I'll keep lookout.
Yeah.
You succeeded on the roll, so the two of you are sort of moving, sneaking out, heading toward. You're gonna have to. It's gonna take you a little time to get it through the door.
Mm-hmm.
So you get it to the door, and this is as you see a couple other security guards walking around. They haven't spotted you. As you're at the door, when this is the time when you hear this clanging in the distance, and those of you who are outside will note that from up the way that a couple of red palanquins are coming.
Oh boy.
It's the cops.
We literally screwed ourselves.
It's the
As we're
fun!
carrying
Whip
this
off
thing.
my sandwich hat and my sandwich quickly. No, help, no.
So what are you going to do in reaction to this, just so I'll know how it is that you're planning to make use of this?
I mean, I just say I motion to them to hold in the box, like hurry, get to our palanquin, like hurry, we gotta get this on the thing, we gotta get out of here.
So
Tell me we parked close.
right, so the plan is to get the box to the palanquin and tear off before
Yes.
the cops arrive. Is that
Actually,
the plan?
I have something that can help with this. So I
Okay.
have an amulet of escape. And
I just like we parked close. That's
no, it's funny.
That was the amulet's magic all along. It just we parked close, we got a good spot.
thank God we didn't use valet.
Me, along with everything I wear and carry, disappear and instantly reappear at any open space that I describe within a number of feet equal to 100 the cipher's level.
Cipher's level, and it's an level 8 cipher, so 800 feet. You're good.
That's pretty
Nice.
far.
So
It's
yes,
just me. It's just me and the
well,
box.
you've got the box.
I'm okay if you
so-
just do the box. Yeah.
It's just-
I
it's
was
fine.
wondering how you were
Box
going to
is
get that
clear.
through the door. So yeah, you can use that
Yeah, go for it.
to materialize inside the palanquin with the box.
And I'm just like I'm
you
rolling,
basically
how much
take-
did I drink?
So you take this off, and you're just immediately with the crate, which you have to immediately set down.
And I'm
once
like,
you're in
whoa,
there. So yes, Tutan and Amaryllis, the cops are coming.
I just start running to the,
before you do that, it's like I have something that I want to use because I want to know how to use it. To distract people from inside, I would like to use a lightning grenade.
That will do it.
Okay.
That's a level 10 cipher.
Yes. How do I use it?
Well, you throw it up to a short distance, and
Yeah.
we're
will
inside.
let's
Well,
loose
no,
a
no,
sheet of
we're
lightning.
you and I, Zach, are running out.
Yeah, and
but
as
I'm
you're
throwing
running,
it as
yeah,
we're leaving.
exactly, like behind.
Sure.
My
like,
question is very simple.
Michael Bay it.
Yeah.
Do you want to throw at something that is like a crate, or do you want to throw it at something that is a dirigible?
Oh. Can I throw it in a crate?
You absolutely
crate.
can.
Yeah.
My main question is, are you by any chance throwing it anywhere near the hydrogen? I think that's really the question.
They're gonna blow up the
Crate
whole
away.
establishment.
Well, I mean, like it's a pretty powerful thing. Yeah. So it's got ambient damage. So I mean, like I'm pretty much gonna try
I
to throw it
think
into
the way
a
we're
crate.
going to decide this, it's definitely going to cause a distraction, and I think the way we're going to figure out exactly how big of a distraction it is and where it lands will depend on how you on this roll. I'm not going to give you a
Okay.
difficulty. I just want to see what happens.
Okay. Which roll? What do I roll?
You're just gonna roll speed.
D20.
Speed. Okay, that's fine. All right. Come on.
Just please no one.
Okay, here we go. All right. So no.
Difficulty
If I don't
0.
have a. Okay, that's fine. No effort.
7. Okay.
Oh boy.
So
Boy.
a few things. Yeah. So you throw this out, and this lightning comes out of it, and you do see a few crates going up in flames. The guards are immediately distracted. They are running around. An alarm is going off. And what are you all doing?
She's running towards our vehicle.
Running towards the valley. Imagining
Dive.
like instead of like the big Michael Bay explosions behind us, the like sharps of shocks of waves of lightning.
Yeah, it's not as big as it might have been, but it is very much a distraction, as a few crates are blowing up. You all dive for the palanquin, and so Teuton and Amaryllis, they have dived for the palanquin. The guards are now distracted. They're running back inside because things are blowing up, and there are cops coming. What would you like to do?
Jump on it. Go. As soon as I get to it, like jump on it. Like actually, no. Since I know I jump on Tony's back. I basically just have on his shoulder. Go. Like I'm like on his back, like piggybacks out, like on his shoulder. Go.
I gotta hook up. I gotta hook. Get down.
I jump off.
Help
Okay.
it!
Yeah, I system however I can. Yeah.
As we make it back to the palanquin, like a sandwich comes flying through the air at Greyha. There you go. And he straps the yoke back on.
Okay.
And starts. We gotta cheese it. It's the cops. We gotta cheese it.
Insert cheese in here.
I'm going to request one last speed roll
right.
for this. This is
And then as the palanquin kind of heads down the lane, I guess, away from the wizard's way, we're gonna from his left pocket, left vest pocket, there is a tiny glass disc in Teuton's hand.
yes.
And he snaps it and tosses it up over his shoulder.
What was that?
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. And
Never mind. I'm eating my sandwich. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely help. So I was going to make this. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
he just made from what is it? Overwatch. Just we're walled. We're good.
And let's see what kind of barrier pops up,
Yeah.
shall we?
Yep. D6.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing if it was ice.
Heat.
Oh, heat.
This is the best possible place to have a heat barrier show up. So yeah, at this point, I don't think I even need to make you roll. You've just put a heat barrier behind yourself. You're running, and these cops are encountering the heat barrier as they're trying to come after you. Things inside this place exploding. And I think that really at this point it's just a question of if they're able to redouble and get back to you, get back around to you. So this is going to be much easier than it was going to be. I'm going to make it.
If they are, then I'd like to use exploding round.
Well, it's going to be a difficulty of 4. It's going to be a difficulty of 4, so that's going to be 12
I'm
or
level
better.
8 for that. What does that mean?
Do you want
say
to?
on the cipher? But can we activate ciphers at this point, or
Yeah, sure.
Because I do have what is it? A grease? I forget what is it? Grease bomb or grease?
That's true. You do have a grease bomb. Okay.
Alchemist grease. So basically, I want to throw it at
So, I'll
the
tell you what,
vicinity
I'll
of the
consider
heat
that-
wall or firewall and
Yeah.
spread it. You know what
So
I
I'm
mean?
going to consider that a further asset. So it's now only down to a 3. And it's, I assume this is 2-ton
Oh,
running
no,
away.
that was the
So
wrong
it's
thing.
still going to
Whoops.
be
There we go.
2-ton making the roll here. But
Okay, so
Alchemist
we're
grease.
down to a speed roll now, or are we?
speed roll, speed roll, and
Okay.
it's right now it's difficulty 3, so 9 or better. And
Right.
what do you want to?
I will
Anything
use
else you
my
want to throw
edge.
at it?
I'll use my edge to knock it down.
You have it? Okay.
Effort.
I'll use
Yeah.
my effort. Yeah, sorry. Not
Yeah,
my-
the edge is a discount toward that if you have
Okay.
it. So that's difficulty 2, so 6 or better.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Difficulty 2, 1 effort.
Come on, 20.
Success.
With it.
You got it. So you managed to pull away as they are left confounded, still trying to double back on themselves. They can't quite get around the streets. You can actually maneuver a little bit faster and around corners here as they come out and they retreat into the distance.
Woo.
So you
And you
have
definitely see what's her face's ex-boyfriend slip on some grease and fall face first.
absolutely. That's the first thing you see. So you are heading down. And let us know if there's anything that we're going to see of you finally as you are heading down that way. Just a moment.
Yeah, no. So definitely. Oh, if you want to.
This is where we have to vamp, everybody.
No, but like I said, I threw that grease on the way out. You see the guy slipping and sliding, especially what's his face, Durante. He goes, Amarillo sort of mid sentence, he falls on his face. Like, oh,
That
but
was
yeah,
such a good move. Thank you, Zach. And I just place a hand on your shoulder and just nod. It's like a stage moment.
He brushes you off. He doesn't like being touched really.
No, and it'd be also funny, maybe, I don't know, maybe Amaryllis forgets that Zek is kind of dirty. So she puts her hand on his shoulder and then she's like,
Ew.
Yeah, definitely. Even as you're brushed off, you have some remnants of some sort of crusty, you don't know what on your hand.
Gross. I
Excellent.
wipe it off on 2-ton's shirt.
doesn't even flinch.
So as the sun is setting down, you are making it off into the night. You are successfully able to make this trade. I presume, unless there's anything nefarious you wish to do as further. You're just gonna make the trade.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You are able to, very much. He's Mervyn Paris is a man of his word. He's an orc of his word, and he will trade to you the unfortunately somewhat undead Leah Koenig.
Only mostly dead.
She
Does
was.
that mean we don't get paid now?
I mean, don't we have to just take her to her family, or are we not
I
doing
thought-
that?
If anyone asked, she was alive when we found her. Okay, guys?
I mean, it's still her, so I think we should
She's-
still get paid.
Yeah, I mean, she's still
She's
conscious.
breathing.
She's still talking.
She's alive. She's alive. She's
Does she have
undead.
her personality still?
Yeah,
her
absolutely.
thoughts and
She
memory?
still has her
so
personality.
She's still her.
She does not want to go
so-
back to her family. She absolutely
Oh,
does
she-
not because she
Oh,
is.
We're not gonna get paid.
So that's a moral thing.
Because
I
they
mean,
want to. She tells you that they want to use her invention to resurrect their queen,
Oh boy.
who has been slowly dying for some time.
That sounds like
And,
a campaign level
They
problem.
want to use her as a. Yeah, they want to use her as a. They want to use her as they continue using her as a figurehead, and it's not gonna. And she doesn't want to be used for that. She was hoping to just go with the go with the Jordan Pilgrim service and actually get a spot on one of her blimps that we're going to be going across the sea to the to the lands beyond.
2-ton agrees with Amaryllis. This is a problem for people that are much more concerned about this than we are.
Yeah, I am literally just here to get money. So you can tell your parents that, and then you can go, because we still get paid if that happens. So that's fine by me. You can do whatever you want.
It's important that we get paid.
So
2-ton, I would like you to be her transport mechanism, and by that I mean just pick her up and go.
So
Will
you
do, boss.
deliver Leah back to back to the Koenigs, back to Albrecht Koenig, and he's pleased to he's not as pleased to see her as you would imagine, but he's still pleased to see her somewhat.
I believe she's what we would consider a scratch and dent now.
There are certain unfortunate situations, and they have to They now have a lot they have to work out because it's like, okay, well we know it works.
As a gesture of kindness from our company to your family, we will remove 4 copper from your bill.
Oh my God. Yes.
Generous discount.
Yes.
And of course, there's this situation where now one of the gangs has potentially access to recruiting undead. But again, that's another people problem. You have made your rent, and that is the important thing. And I think that is where we will leave it as we drift off away from Dragon City. Thank you all very much for
ambiguous detective group in a tiny, tiny office.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for playing.
Oh, thank you for running.
Thank you for having us.
That was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and do our outros. I'm going to go ahead and do the reverse order from the way we started. So again, feel free to say where folks can find you and any thoughts you had about this game. And we will start with Ancient Albatross.
So it's your boy Ancient Albatross from Cypher Unlimited. You can follow me on Twitter at Ancient Patrols, or follow our Cypher Unlimited Twitter at Cypher Unlimited on Twitter. We also have a YouTube. I believe he's gonna link it somewhere, but youtube.com/Cypher Unlimited. We do all things Monty Cook games, Cypher system, all that sort of stuff. And if you're not a part of it, you should definitely check it out. And as far as thoughts on the game, super fun. Didn't eat quite as much stuff as I would have liked to, weird stuff, but again, still super fun, and I enjoyed the shenanigans.
Awesome, excellent. And now let's head over to Mads.
Hi. So this was a really awesome game. This was a wonderful introduction to an actual play streamed game, so I appreciate that, and in a system that I've never played before, so this was a lot of fun and I appreciate it. I can be found at Madeline Colley on Twitter and Discord, and I hope to open up my I have a Twitter for Chaos Edge, as well as I'm opening up a channel for Chaos Edge on Discord as well, because I am going to create an actual play podcast of different RPG systems. So I will probably be asking for a lot of help from all you knowledgeable people. All right. So thank you.
Excellent. That is awesome. Everyone go check that out when that opens.
Yes.
Very cool. And let us head over to Michael.
Hey, Michael. I can be found on the social medias at LoserMLW, Instagram, Twitter, other things. If you see somebody with that name, it's probably me. Also be found on the Redemption podcast. It is a actual play Star Wars Edge of the Empire game we've been running for about 4.5 years or so. We're halfway through the Clone Wars and we are still alive and kicking, so that's great. Give it a listen, it's a lot of fun. And then we also I'll be on a show called Tales of Blood and Stone, which is a Shadow of the Demon Lord podcast. It's been on a hiatus for about a year. We're about to bring it back. So there's some episodes out there to listen to. Again, if you look for Tales of Blood and Stone, Shadow of the Demon Lord, it's a little bit dark, it's a little bit creepy, but it's a lot of fun. And you can find me randomly on other streams and things as well.
Yay! Awesome.
Thoughts for real quick, Jim.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play in one of Jim's games for a very long time, but timing didn't work out. This was great. I haven't gotten to play with any of the folks involved here before, and this has been a wonderful group. You guys have been a lot of fun, and I've really appreciated the chance to get to play with everybody.
Awesome. Me too. I'm so glad we finally got a chance to play something.
Right? 100%. Cool. I'm so happy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. And now let us head over to Maple.
Hello all. I have really enjoyed tonight's game. I am a study streamer on my own stream channel at Maple Rose H, and I am also a study streamer on YouTube, where you can find me as well. But in terms of TTRPG, I currently play for the Wisdom Saves channel regularly every Tuesday nights.
This game was really interesting. It was obviously my first playthrough, and I think it's the kind of game that you probably have to play more than once to understand what's going on. I'll admit, as someone with dyscalculia, the numbers went over my head, but I had a really good time. So, I think it was a really great experience. So thank you so much, Laura.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for playing. It was good to have you back. And finally, over to Adrian.
Hi, yeah, I'm Adrian. I have a podcast called At This Realm Pod, or that's the Twitter, At This Realm Pod. It's called This Realm is Your Realm, and it's a world building podcast where we build a fantasy world an episode at a time with listener suggestions. So yeah, check that out. I had a ton of fun tonight playing with some new people and a new system and a new setting, and it was all really, really cool. So thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
And any thoughts about the session?
Yeah, it was really cool. I like the setting a lot, and Cypher System seems really cool. I think it has some interesting twists on it, and I loved the effort that you put into my character sheet and some of the little quirks that my character had built in was really cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And very cool, very cool. I'll have to check that podcast out. I used to do a world building podcast.
Oh, nice.
Ages ago. It was Crucible of Realms. And every episode we'd build a world. That was basically the premise.
Right.
So very cool. Very glad to see that out there. All right. Well, let's see. As for me, I really liked the idea of this setting. I think this is a cool setting to use as inspiration if you want to do something that's fantasy noir. There's a lot of pieces in it that I think are very cool for that. I will say. I don't know necessarily, in the way that it currently is, at least in the current draft that's out from the Kickstarter, I wouldn't run it completely as is. I will have to say that. There is in the setting as written right now, they sort of lean very heavily into this trope that shows up a lot of basically about different fantasy races' attitude towards each other. And as the thing as I was reading, I was like, oh dear, it's kind of there's a thing like, that movie Bright on Netflix, and I was like, okay, I think I get what you're trying to do, but could use a lot of work and a lot more eyes on it, and to try to get to where I think they're trying to get with it. So I much preferred running it this way, where you had a lot more integration with the different races everywhere. That's kind of how I prefer to do fantasy noir. So, but I do recommend this as a resource for folks who want to do that mechanically with Cypher System, because there is a lot of cool stuff in there, and the ciphers are really very much a good inspiration for that. They're very, 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 very flavorful, and so it works out really nicely. As for me, once again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I've got links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, some fiction and games I've been working on, and along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. Tonight, in about half an hour, a little over half an hour, assuming I can get everything done in time, we're going to be having the continuation of our Dark Matter campaign run by Alyssa. That is Ghosts of Saltmaw, Ghosts of Saltmarsh in Space, which we're having a lot of fun with. On Tuesday nights this month, our mini campaign that I'm running is Apocalypse World. We're having a lot of fun with that. On Wednesday nights is our Masks campaign run by Mole, and where we get to play young angst-ridden superheroes. It is glorious. And then on Saturday nights is our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox, that I'm running, which has been surreal from the jump and lovely. And then, of course, 1 week from today, Sunday, in this time slot, the one shot will be Medical Bay 3. It's an indie game, very much an indie game. It is a game that is a science fiction medical drama, where folks are playing doctors on an alien space station trying to deal with alien ailments. Alien ailments, say that 19 times fast. So signups, I think, are still technically open for that. The signup sheet is still open. I haven't started casting for it yet. I will probably within the next day or two. Very soon I'm going to open up signups for next month's short campaign, which is going to be Alas Vegas, which is about Las Vegas, something apocalyptic, and loss of memory, I think. I need to go double check it. And also, there's going to be one shot I'm going to try to do a flat pack, which is an optimistic post-apocalyptic game. Just got to get all the apocalypse out of my system right now, as best I can. But if there's any interest in that, you can go down below and click on RPG sign up, or go to jimyesthatjim.com and click on game sign up. As always, beginners are more than welcome. Well, when we hit the end card, what shall we do? I think I shall send a raid over to... There is a, let's see, something happening on... Yeah, John Verall, is he running Changeling? He's running Changeling. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. There's this long-running Changeling, the Dreaming 20th Anniversary campaign that is going on over there. I haven't raided there in a little while, so I'll go ahead and do that. So we're going to go over and say hi to them. So if you wish, feel free to stick around and say hi to them with us. That will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all of a sudden. Farewell.